Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. I cheated Ninetales at the beginning. I am the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths. Chapter 101. With the deaths of Madara and Obito, the Fourth Ninja War came to a successful conclusion. Of course, although the war is over, it still leaves behind a lot of post-war problems. The death and injury of ninjas, the disposal of corpses, the compensation of the deceased, there are a lot of problems that need to be solved. Of course, these pigs have nothing to do with Naruto. He only has two problems to solve now. First, Geto statue. Although the tailed beasts have been extracted, the Geto statue, the body of 10 tails, is still there. How should we deal with this thing? Naruto was a little confused. Geto statue is the body of 10 tails, which can also be regarded as the body of Otsutsuki Kaguya. As long as the Geto statue is solved, Kaguya will never be able to be resurrected, and it can be solved once and for all. But with Naruto's current strength, he cannot completely destroy the Geto statue, so he can only seal it. In addition, there is a way to solve the Geto statue. That is to let 10 tails eat the Geto statue. 10 tails and Geto statue are essentially the same thing, and you can eat Geto statue completely. And eating the Geto statue, Naruto's 10 tails will definitely become more powerful. But Naruto was worried. What if the Geto statue contains Kaguya's consciousness and 10 tails eats the Geto statue, will it be contaminated by Kaguya? Let's wait a little longer. Wait for me to check inside and outside one by one, and then let Tianao eat it after confirming that it is correct. In short, Geto statue must be dealt with. Second, resurrect the dead. Before the war, many impure world reincarnationists were promised that as long as they contributed to the war, they would be resurrected for free. Naruto means what he says and does what he says. However, there is no need to worry about this. The war has just ended, and everything can be done after returning to the village. One day later, the Ninja Coalition forces returned to Cloud Shinobi one after another. In the top battle, the coalition forces suffered no casualties. But on local battlefields, countless ninjas still died. The coalition forces trained in Cloud Shinobi village for 2 days, and the 4 major ninja villages left Cloud Shinobi and returned to their own villages. 2 days later, the Konoha shinobi finally returned to Konoha. Finally back. When I left the village, I never thought I would come back alive. I never thought I would lose my life. Thank God, I'm finally back. I need to have a good sleep and then take a shower. I haven't taken a shower for several days and my body stinks. Ha ha ha. The large troops arrived at the entrance of the village, and the villagers had been waiting for a long time. They held banners and flowers and gave them a warm welcome. Welcome home. Welcome back, Guy. Hokage-sama, welcome back. The ninjas who went out to fight were warmly welcomed by the villagers, and the outside of Kuei village became a sea of joy. The welcome ceremony lasted for more than an hour before it came to an end, and the ninjas dispersed and went home. Naruto's family also returned to their home in the forest outside the village. Also accompanying him were Jiraiya, Kakashi, Konan, Yahiko, Xianglin, Mizu and Jugo. The war is finally over. Jiraiya stretched out his arms with a relaxed smile on his face. You can travel and collect materials with peace of mind. Pervy Sage, I advise you not to do that. Naruto smiled and teased. Tsunade's sister will tear you apart. Well, don't doubt her strength. Jiraiya's face froze, and then he remembered that he was no longer single, but a family man. Oh, what a troublesome thing. Jiraiya said depressedly. Naruto, it's all your fault. If it weren't for your instigation, I would still be a single noble now. Even though he said this, Jiraiya looked triumphant, clearly showing that he was getting an advantage and was still acting like a good boy. Roll. Naruto waved his hand and threw Jiraiya out. Haha, you deserve it. The crowd roared with laughter. Smiling and chatting. Finally, Konan and Yahiko bid farewell. Are you going back to Rain Shinobi village? Naruto frowned. Konan nodded. The war is over, but Rain Shinobi village is still in chaos, and the village needs us. Go back if you want. Naruto agreed. I heard from Sister Tsunade that the 5 major ninja villages are preparing to establish a new ninja alliance to jointly maintain peace in the ninja world. You Rain Shinobi village can also join. The previous alliance was just a temporary alliance formed by the 5 major ninja villages in order to cope with the 4th Ninja War. The new ninja alliance means that the 5 major ninja villages are completely aligned to form a closer whole. Cooperation and exchanges can be strengthened in all aspects, such as ninja training, Chunin exams, economic exchanges. The establishment of the Ninja Alliance will undoubtedly make the relationship between the 5 major ninja villages closer, and the distance between them will be greatly reduced. This is undoubtedly a good thing for the ninja world. Will do. Conan nodded heavily. In the past, due to the improper management of Nagato and Rain Shinobi Village was closed for a long time. After we return to the village, we will definitely join the Ninja Alliance and seek peace with other ninja villages. Come on, Naruto encouraged. With your efforts, I believe Rain Shinobi Village will get better and better. Thanks. Thank you so much. The two of them thanked him solemnly and then left. They also asked Naruto to resurrect Nagato, but unfortunately Nagato refused to be resurrected after being exposed. In Nagato's words, he has done many wrong things in his life, and death is the best destination. Conan and Yahiko tried their best to persuade, but Nagato had already made up his mind, so they could only respect Nagato's opinion. After Conan and Yahiko left, Kaoru, Suigetsu and Jugo also left, and they were going to find Sasuke. Since the 5-cage conference was seriously injured and Sasuke was taken away by Obito, the 2 pillars have completely disappeared. Throughout the entire 4th Ninja War, Sasuke did not show up, and he did not know whether he was alive or dead. Naruto was very confused. In the original book, during the 4th Ninja War, the 2 pillars were the main force of the coalition, and they made great contributions in dealing with 6 Paths Obito, 6 Paths Madara, and even sealing Kaguya. How come the pillars completely disappeared in the real world? Where did Obito hide him? Or is Mangekyo, the transplanted Itachi, hiding somewhere to recover from his injuries? I can't figure it out. Naruto spent the next few days busy. There were many dead people lining up waiting for him to be resurrected. First up are Hashirama and Tobirama. The 2 brothers took death very seriously and originally planned to return to the Pure Land after the war was over. But Tsunade persuaded him. The reason is that the Otsutsuki clan will invade again, Konoha needs them, and the ninja world also needs them. Coupled with Naruto's previous remarks about the Otsutsuki clan, the brothers thought for a long time and decided to resurrect. After Hashirama Tobirama, there are Hatake Sakumo, Sarutobi Shinosuke, former True Red, and the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan made indelible contributions in this great ninja war. They are made of dirt and are not afraid of death, so they are at the forefront of every unit. If they weren't on the front line, the death and injury rate of the Ninja Alliance this time would definitely not be so low. Naruto kept his promise and resurrected them all. Konoha senior officials such as 3rd Generation and Danzo are afraid that the Uchiha clan will rebel and subvert their rule. Naruto is not afraid. He is not even afraid of Uchiha Madara. Why is he afraid of the mere Uchiha clan? And Naruto believes that the Uchiha clan will not overthrow him unless they show off their brains. This is indeed the case. After the resurrection, the Uchiha clan was grateful to Naruto and swore allegiance to Naruto. In other words, they had a tight grip on Naruto's thigh, and even when Jesus came, they couldn't let them loose. The Uchiha clan had every reason to embrace Naruto. First of all, Naruto is strong enough, and he doesn't reject the Uchiha clan. Who else will embrace him if he doesn't? Secondly, Naruto also has a Sharingan, and the Uchiha clan also regards him as a compatriot and is naturally close to him. For several days, Naruto was resurrecting the dead. The resurrection of a large number of ninjas also caused Konoha's strength to skyrocket to an unprecedented level. Hashirama, Tobirama, Minato, Kushina, Sakumo, Sarutobi Shinosuke, Akamaiki Kagami, Uchiha Kagami, Uchiha Shisui, Uchiha Fugaku, former True Red, Yunin Yuza. Such a force is enough to overturn the entire ninja world. Konoha's strength has also reached an unprecedented level of strength, far exceeding any period in history. Early that morning, Naruto was woken up by his alarm clock. Lottery. Ding. Won the lottery. The lottery was successful. Congratulations on winning that Ninetales chakra. Naruto immediately opened his eyes and became completely conscious. Finally got the Ninetales chakra. Shua. Naruto disappeared from the room, and when he reappeared, he was already in a remote and uninhabited wilderness. Naruto thought. A huge Ninetales appeared in front of him, twice as big as the 9 tails in Naruto's body. But his eyes were dull and dull, like a puppet. It's obvious. It is the same as the 8-tailed beast chakra that Naruto drew before, only chakra, without consciousness. Old man, did you finally get my chakra? 9 tails emerged from Naruto's body and appeared in the outside world, looking at the 9 tails chakra with joy. I got it. Naruto formed a seal and released Dao. After becoming a 10 tails Jinchuriki, it is equivalent to being completely bound to 10 tails and establishing a very close connection. Therefore, 10 tails can be released from the body, which is different from ordinary Jinchuriki. Just like Kaguya, 10 tails turns into a sacred tree, taking root in the earth to absorb natural energy, while Kaguya can act at will without being affected. Like 6 paths Obito, 10 tails can also be released from the body, turning it into a sacred tree. Naruto can do it too. Naruto first pulled out 9 tails vagina from 10 tails body. I was finally released. I thought you had forgotten me. Yin 9 tails complained a little. Hey, if you forget anyone, I can't forget you either. 9 tails chuckled and said, half body, how does it feel to be in 10 tails body? Want to know? Go in and try it yourself. Yin 9 tails snorted in displeasure, then plunged into 9 tails body and merged with 9 tails again. Boom, 9 tails size skyrocketed, doubling in size instantly, and was not inferior to the 9 tails chakra next to it. It's been 17 years. I finally recovered. 9 tails burst into tears. It's not easy. Ever since it was separated and sealed by Minato 17 years ago, its two halves have been separated from each other. Today it finally comes together as one. It's not easy. Naruto patted 9 tails on the shoulder. Be more careful in the future and don't let anyone separate the seal again. No, absolutely not. 9 tails' head shook like a rattle. Hee. Naruto controlled 10 tails and put the complete 9 tails chakra just drawn into 10 tails body to complete the seal. 10 tails is also completely completed. After completing 10 tails, the chakra in the body surged, and the aura also increased a lot. The current 10 tails is complete. 10 tails. Naruto looked at his 10 tails with joy on his face. His 10 tails has no consciousness or thinking, and absolutely obeys his orders. His will is the will of 10 tails. This is unmatched by 6 paths Obito, 6 paths Madara, and even Kaguya, who want to suppress 10 tails and tailed beasts. Therefore, the stronger 10 tails is, the stronger Naruto is. Following the methods of the Otsutsuki clan, all we have to do next is plant 10 tails on the ground. Then let 10 tails eat a living Otsutsuki, and 10 tails will grow into a real sacred tree. It's a pity that Otsutsuki is hard to find. Naruto didn't dwell too much on the issue. The Otsutsuki clan needs to plant 10 tails in order to harvest chakra fruits. Naruto is different. He can draw. Therefore, Naruto has no deep obsession with planting sacred trees. Besides, he wouldn't plant a sacred tree in the ninja world. It would destroy the Great Wall and make no sense. Naruto took 10 tails into his body and began to become familiar with the current calendar area. After entering the 6 paths level, Naruto has never really fought except for the simple and rough battle with 10 tails. This is obviously not possible. As a ninja, you must be familiar with your own power at all times. First up is the Truth-Seeking Ball. The Truth-Seeking Ball is the symbol of the 6 paths class. This high-density chakra, which contains the power of yin and yang and the 5 elements, can easily exert the power of transcending the limits of succession and elimination of blood succession. And it can change into any shape according to its own will to attack and defend. Turn into an iron ball for defense. Transform into a sword and attack. It explodes when thrown out, destroying a forest instantly. It can attack and defend, it can also change shape, and it can attack from a distance. Truth-Seeking Ball is so comprehensive. Its 350th time is Rinnegan. Rinnegan, as a true immortal eye, is definitely a 6 paths level pupil technique. However, this thing is a big food eater, and its consumption of chakra is extremely exaggerated. Although Naruto obtained the Rinnegan before, he was unable to unleash the true power of the Rinnegan. After becoming 10 tails Jinchuriki, this problem is easily solved. With 10 tails as a power bank, the 6 paths chakra in Naruto's body is almost unlimited, and he is not afraid of consumption at all. Now, Naruto can unleash the true power of the Rinnegan. Whether it is basic abilities such as Shinra Tensei and Universal Pull, or unique eye skills such as Ring Tomb, Border Prison, and Tengai Shinsei, they can all exert their maximum power. Naruto tried. A single move of Shinra Tianjung can instantly destroy a forest and turn the vegetation into powder. Simply outrageous. The third is the Sage of Six Paths body. Becoming 10 Tails Jinchuriki, Naruto's physique automatically evolved into the Sage of Six Paths body. Sage of Six Paths body. It is a level higher than Hashirama's perfect sage body. Advanced sage body. Not only does he have terrifying resilience and exaggerated vitality, he is also immune to ordinary ninjutsu. In other words, only senjutsu, taijutsu and the power of six paths can harm the Sage of Six Paths body. Ordinary ninjutsu can't hurt the Sage of Six Paths body at all. Naruto has tried it, and normal fire style, water style, lightning style, can't cause real damage. This is simply outrageous. This means that even if Naruto stands still, there are not many people in the entire ninja world who can hurt him. Finally, there is Six Paths magic. Essentially, Six Paths Senjutsu is the same thing as Mount Myoboku Senjutsu and Ryachi Cave Senjutsu. It's all your own chakra plus natural energy, condensed into Senjutsu chakra to activate ninjutsu. The difference is, ordinary magic is ordinary chakra plus natural energy. And Six Paths magic is Six Paths chakra plus natural energy. Six Paths chakra is a higher level of energy than ordinary chakra. It is the power of Tianwei and the power of the sacred tree. Therefore, Six Paths magic is much stronger than normal magic. So, my current sage mode should be called Six Paths Sage Mode. Naruto thought and entered Sage Mode. Naruto could clearly feel that his physical fitness, reaction speed, and perception abilities had soared significantly. There is no eye shadow, and the pupils have not become the same shape. This is the most perfect Sage Mode. When Sage of Six Paths mastered Mount Myoboku's Sage Mode, there were no eye shadows or cross eyes. Sage Art Lava Style Spiral Shuriken. Sage Art Fire Style The fire is extinguished. Sage Art Magnet Style Rasengan. Rumble. Tisk. It's much more powerful than the Fairy Fox mode. Naruto admired. The essence of Sage Mode is to use natural energy to increase buff dozens of times. Therefore, the stronger the basic form, the stronger the strength will be after being increased by dozens of times in Sage Mode. Naruto is now at the Six Paths level, which is more than a star and a half stronger than the previous Super Shadow level. After the increase of Sage Mode, the strength is stronger. So, what level has my current strength reached? Naruto thought silently. Rinnegan, Sage of Six Paths body, complete Six Paths magic, huge 10 tails chakra. Add the incomplete Yin-Yang escape. With my current strength, I can't beat Six Paths Obito, Six Paths Madara, and Six Paths Nazuo. Three-eyed Madara is hard to say. After absorbing the sacred tree, this guy gained the power of Kaguya and started the Reincarnation Sharingan. Reincarnation Sharingan has two abilities, Infinite Tsukuyomi and Amano Onaka, both of which are difficult to deal with. As for the peak Sage of Six Paths, it's hard to say. Sage of Six Paths has mastered the complete Yin-Yang escape, but my Yin-Yang escape is incomplete. At least I can't do it like Six Paths Naruto did to Kakashi's eyes. As for Kaguya, don't think about it for the time being, I'm sure I can't beat that old lady. After half a month of continuous practice, Naruto has completely mastered his current power. He also has a clear understanding of his own strength. There is no problem in trying to defeat the current ninja world, but it is nothing more than Otsutsuki Kaguya. Naruto was not in a hurry, it was almost impossible for Otsutsuki Kaguya to be resurrected now. Her ghetto statue fell into Naruto's hands. Jingle bell. Naruto woke up to the alarm clock. System, lottery. Ding, won the lottery. The lottery was successful. Congratulations to host for winning complete Yin-Yang escape. Complete Yin-Yang escape. Naruto fell asleep instantly. After becoming 10 Tails Jinchuriki, Naruto automatically mastered Yin-Yang Dun, but it was incomplete Yin-Yang Dun. Here comes the question. What exactly is Yin-Yang Dun? Yin escape represents spiritual power, which can create forms from the invisible. Yang Dun represents the power of the body and can inject life into the body. The combination of the two is Yin-Yang escape. This is the Six Paths secret technique that can create something out of nothing and give it life. It is the ultimate ninjutsu that even Kaguya has not mastered. The complete Yin-Yang escape represents the god of creation. Just like Naruto in the original work, his first words after resurrection, "I feel I can change everything." This is not bragging, this is true. After receiving the skills from Sage of Six Paths, Naruto can indeed fully unleash the power of Yin-Yang escape. This is something Six Paths Obito, Six Paths Madara, and even Otsutsuki Kaguya can't do. Their Yin-Yang release is incomplete. It was the same before Naruto, Yin-Yang done was also incomplete. But now, complete. I feel like I can really change things now. Naruto looked at his hands and couldn't help but murmured. This is a very mysterious feeling that cannot be described in words, but it can be done. It's like it's engraved in your bones and you're born with it. This is the true technique of creating all things. Naruto was excited and couldn't wait to try it. Kurama, I have just mastered the complete Yin-Yang escape technique, do you want to try it? Yin-Yang escape. Ninetales, who was sleeping, opened his sleepy eyes and said drowsily, just give it a try. Naruto pulled Ninetales out of his body. With a slight tap of Six Paths' tin staff, Ninetales' huge body quickly shrank, quickly shrinking to the height of a person. In Naruto's mind, he imagined the cat-eared girl he had seen in his previous life, and the Six Paths tin staff was a bit more. Ninetales immediately began to change from the inside out, its hair disappeared, its back straightened, and its claws turned into hands. Quietly, Ninetales transformed from a fiery red fox into a delicate, cat-eared girl. Soft and cute, with a delicate body. She has fluffy fox ears and tail, a cute and playful face, a slender waist, and a slim figure. One look at it makes people want to hold it in their arms, knead it and ravage it. Not bad. Naruto looked left and right, up and down, and was very satisfied with his face-shaping skills. What's good? Ninetales was now completely awake. It stretched and yawned. It was so cute. What happened? How did I become like this? Ninetales looked at his hands in shock, then at his legs, then at the two lumps of flesh on his chest. Ninetales was angry. Six Paths old man, you crooked old man, how did you turn me into this? Ninetales is crazy. Although their tailed beasts have no gender distinction, Ninetales has always positioned themselves as male foxes. Powerful, strong, burly, heroic, and powerful. Are the three things that fit its three views. What the hell is a cat-eared girl? You're such a bad old man. Ninetales shouted. How can I go out and meet people like this? Change me back quickly. Isn't this good? I think it's cute. Naruto chuckled and said, those second-time veterans will definitely love you to death if they see you. Who wants their love? Lousy as a male fox, how can he turn into a woman? Change back. Ninetales roared. There's no need to change back, right? You can leave me now and move around freely. Don't you want to wander around? Naruto was persuasive. Don't want to try delicious food. Don't want to see the human world. Don't want to eat Ichiraku ramen. Forehead. Ninetales took a sip and was obviously moved. It's okay to go out for a walk, but I don't have the shame to meet people like this. In this way, you are embarrassing yourself. Naruto couldn't help laughing and scolding. Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. You can have this. Ninetales nodded repeatedly, then closed its eyes and started thinking. Soon, it figured out what it would look like. Naruto squeezed Ninetales' little hand, chakra connected, and understood Ninetales' thoughts. Naruto was speechless. Kurama, what do you imagine a human being looks like? What's wrong? Isn't it okay? Ninetales glared. Look at these chest muscles, this size, this toned back. How powerful it is. Naruto was speechless, and after a while he said something. People's aesthetics are really different. Stop talking nonsense and squeeze it for me. Ninetales grunted. Fine. Naruto was a little desperate, so he immediately changed his body according to Ninetales' fantasy. Quietly, the delicate cat-eared lady turned into a burly and muscular man. Nearly 2 meters tall, strong and burly, with a strong back and strong waist, what the reincarnation of Li Kui. Tisk. This is so handsome. Ninetales is very satisfied with his new look. He squeezes his arms, twists his butt, and poses, and he can't put it down. Okay, get out of here. Naruto waved his hand in disgust. He was happy to be in the same room with the cat-eared girl, but he couldn't stand a rough man in his room. Hey, let's go now. Ninetales chuckled twice, turned around and was about to leave, but suddenly thought of something and turned back again. Then he stretched out his hand and rubbed his thumb and index finger. What do you mean? You want money? Naruto was speechless. What's wrong with this world? Do even foxes know how to spend money? Hey, what can you do if you don't have money to go out? Ninetales chuckled and said, Old man, I know you are rich, don't be so picky. Naruto took out several 100,000 taels from the storage space and threw it to Ninetales. Take the money and get out of here. Okay. Ninetales took the ticket and left happily. Build the goods. Naruto cursed silently, changed his clothes and got up. He is going to attend a meeting at the Hokage building today. Ritsuhou organizes Shiban. A dignified 6 paths level master cannot be sloppy. 6 paths level cannot afford to disgrace this person. After leaving the room, Kushina was making breakfast, and Minato was fiddling with his handsome Hokage robe. Naruto, wake up. Hearing Naruto come out, Minato looked over with a gentle smile on his face. Wash up quickly. Aha. 10 minutes later, the family of 3 sat down to have breakfast. Kushina kept picking up food for Naruto, and finally asked, Naruto, who is that person who just went out? It. Ninetales. Ninetales. Minato's hand shook. That guy is Ninetales. Why did Ninetales become like that? Kushina also looked stunned. I just mastered Yin-Yang release and helped it reshape its body. Naruto explained with a smile. Minato and Kushina looked at each other, seeing shock and disbelief in each other's eyes. Dad, how is the handover of power between you and Tsunade-san going? Naruto changed the subject. Tsunade is not greedy for power and has no intention of being a Hokage. So after the Ninja World War ended, he couldn't wait to abdicate and give up the position of Hokage. The natural successor is Naruto. However, Naruto doesn't want to be a Hokage yet, or in other words, he has no interest in it yet. I just wanted to ask Minato to replace me. Although Minato was the 4th Hokage, he failed after working for only a few years. He had a lot of plans, but he failed in less than 3 years. Just take this opportunity to let him continue to be Hokage. Anyway, the 3rd generation old man can return to take charge of the Hokage after abdicating, and Minato can naturally do the same. Minato agreed. Tsunade raised his hands in approval. According to her idea, it would be better for Naruto to take over Hokage. It doesn't matter if he doesn't want to be. Anyway, he has to find someone to take over. She and Jiraiya finally got together. They were both old enough and wanted to seize the time to spend their time together. How can I have free time to be a Hokage? The villagers didn't have any objections either. The 4th Hokage is a hero. He sacrificed his life to protect the village in the past. No one opposes his role as Hokage. The handover is almost complete. Minato nodded. After today's meeting, I will officially take over as Hokage and manage the village again. That's good. Naruto was very satisfied with the result. To congratulate Dad on your return to being Hokage, let me give you a gift. Gift? Minato shook his head. No need. Now that the family of 3 can live together, I am very satisfied. Minato is really satisfied. Thinking back to the Ninetales rebellion, Kushina had just given birth and Naruto had just been born. He watched his wife die but was unable to do anything, and had to bear the pain to seal Ninetales in the body of his newborn son. The greatest sorrow in life is this. Compared with this tragedy, I am so happy now. What else is not satisfying? Are you sure you don't want to? Naruto chuckled and said, you have lost Yin Ninetales and your strength has been greatly reduced. Don't you feel guilty? Minato was startled and fell into deep thought. After losing Yin Ninetales, the only abilities he can use are the Flying Thunder God technique and the half-baked Sage mode. At best, his strength is at the peak Kage level. It is enough to be a Hokage, but it is not outstanding. You know, Konoha is full of talents now. Not counting Naruto. First Hokage, second Hokage, Uchiha Kagami, Hatake Tsukumo, Uchiha Shisui. By the way, Yakushi Kabuto also returned to the village recently, and Naruto appointed him as the director of the orphanage. There are so many Kage level and Super Kage level masters in the village. It is really unreasonable that his Hokage is only Kage level. It's not that he's worried that everyone will oppose him. With Naruto, with his son as his backing, no one dared to oppose him. But Minato himself felt uncomfortable. The ninja who inherited the name of Shadow should undoubtedly be the strongest in the village. Minato knows that he can't be the strongest, but he can't stretch his hips too much, otherwise he will feel guilty. Naruto, do you have a way to help me improve my strength? Minato asked, a little embarrassed. Of course there is a way. Naruto smiled slightly and said, eat first, and I'll tell you after I finish eating. All right. After breakfast, Naruto began to help Minato improve his strength. I'll give you a pair of Eternal Mangekyo first. Naruto made a pair of identical copies based on Sasuke's Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. This is not difficult. As long as it was not a 6 paths level item, it would not be difficult for Naruto, who had mastered Yin-Yang escape, to create it. And the Eternal Mangekyo is not a 6 paths level item. In other words, Naruto can create anything below 6 paths level anytime and anywhere. 6 paths level items are difficult. Not only does it take a lot of time, but it also consumes a lot of chakra, making it impossible to make easily. Therefore, Naruto can only give Minato an Eternal Mangekyo, but cannot give Rinnegan. Rinnegan is a 6 paths level item. After creating the Eternal Mangekyo, Naruto erased Minato's original eyes and transplanted them to him. I'll give you another special sage body. Naruto wielded the 6 paths tin staff, the 6 paths chakra and the 6 paths chakra. Ashura chakra poured into the left side of Minato's body. Indra chakra poured into the right side of Minato's body. Two completely different chakras began to transform the left and right sides of Minato's body. Ashura chakra can give Minato a huge amount of chakra and strong vitality. Indra chakra allows Minato to control the Eternal Mangekyo without any hindrance, avoiding Kakashi's embarrassing situation. Of course, Naruto can also directly use the 6 paths chakra to transform Minato's body into a 6 paths body. But this requires a lot of time, a lot of chakra, and a lot of energy, and it can't be done in a while. Again, once 6 paths level items are involved, the difficulty will rise exponentially. This transformation took half an hour and a lot of 6 paths chakra before it was completed. Naruto let out a long breath, looked at Minato and asked, Dad, how do you feel? It feels amazing. Minato closed his eyes and carefully felt the changes in his body. The left half of the body is full of vitality, and the right half of the body has a steady stream of chakra pouring into the eyes. Minato opened his eyes. His eyes turned into blood-red Mangekyo, and the shape of his pupils was exactly the same as Sasuke's Eternal Mangekyo. Mangekyo Sharingan. Kushina covered her mouth in surprise. She was watching Jouda the whole time, but she still couldn't hide her surprise when she saw her husband obtain the Eternal Mangekyo with her own eyes. Is it so easy to get Mangekyo Sharingan? That is the ultimate eye technique that not even a few people in the Uchiha clan can activate. Kushina looked at her son like a monster. Naruto, how did you do that? I just thought about it and did it. Naruto said lightly. Is it that simple? Kushina's eyes were complicated. This is Yin-Yang escape, it's really quite mysterious. Naruto didn't explain in too much detail. Simple. Yin-Yang escape is a thing that you will understand naturally once you know it. If you don't know it, no matter how much you say, it will be meaningless. Just like quantum physics, people who understand it will naturally understand it, but people who don't understand it will become more confused the more they listen to it. The principle is the same. As for simplicity, it's really simple for yourself. But to others, looking at the entire Hokage world, no one can do it except the Sage of 6 Paths in the Soul State. So, it's not simple. Strong beyond imagination. Minato was very excited. Naruto, judging from your perspective, what level have I reached now? Peak Super Shadow. Naruto pondered for a moment and said, the left half of your body now is the body of Ashura, the right half of the body is the body of Indra, and there is the eternal 10,000 Flowers Society. The strength is undoubtedly at the peak Super Shadow level. And it has the potential to unlock Rinnegan's peak Super Shadow. Next, as long as you confuse the Ashura Chakra and Indra Chakra in your body. Then the 6 Paths Chakra is introduced, and the Eternal Mangekyo will slowly transform into Rinnegan. No bragging, no blackmail. Minato's current physical condition is better than Madara, who had Hashirama's flesh and blood transplanted after the battle in the Valley of the End. Half Ashura's body, half of Indra's body. The amounts of Ashura Chakra and Indra Chakra in the body are almost identical. This also means that Minato's ability to create six paths far exceeds that of Madara. The time to open the Rinnegan will naturally be shorter, and there is no need to wait until old age to open the eyes like Madara. Naruto and Minato came to the Hokage office together. The Hokage office is overcrowded today. First up are the 5 Hokages, followed by Jiraiya, Tsukumo, Uchiha Kagami, Akamaiki Fugaku, Uchiha Fugaku and other high places in Konoha. Finally, there are Kakashi, Asuma, Gaihong, Anko, Uchiha Shisui and other Jounin. There were more than 100 people present, all of whom were current masters of Konoha. It could be said that there were a lot of talents and strong men gathered together. This is unprecedented. After the meeting began, Tsunade gave a brief speech and announced his formal retirement, relieving the Hokage of its burden. Minato then spoke and announced that he would remanage the village as the 4th Hokage. Everyone applauded because some people objected. There is no reason to object. Minato itself is Hokage. When 5th generation is unwilling to continue to serve as Hokage, Minato has no problem remanaging the village. Since I am the Hokage, there is no complicated succession ceremony. Today's meeting can be regarded as a succession ceremony. After the meeting, Naruto, 1st generation and others left the Hokage office together, and there was nothing else for them to do next. When everyone was leaving together, Hashirama walked up to Naruto and said, "Naruto, I want to ask you a favor." "Should I please say?" Naruto smiled and looked at Hashirama. "I want to break through to a higher realm, but I don't have Indra Chakra. I want you to help me get some." Hashirama rubbed the back of his head and said a little embarrassed. "It is really unreasonable for me as an elder to ask a junior for help." However, after the 4th Ninja War, Hashirama has clearly defined his next training goals. That is to fuse the Indra Chakra, lead to the 6 Paths Chakra, and practice the Sage of 6 Paths body. But Madara died, and Hashirama couldn't find Indra Chakra for a while, so he could only ask Naruto. This is easy. Naruto turned his hand and a box appeared in his palm. "What's this?" Hashirama wondered. Tobirama, Tsunade, Jiraiya and others who were traveling with him also looked at the box in Naruto's hand in confusion. "This is Madara's Rinnegan." Naruto smiled and said, "After Obito died, I took off the Rinnegan from his left eye. Of course, this was originally Madara's Rinnegan. It's okay to leave it here. It's better to transplant it to Shodai. Obito is dead." The Rinnegan, left eye, naturally fell into Naruto's hands. Naruto had been thinking about what to do with this thing. Destroy it and cherish it. This is Rinnegan after all. Madara spent half her life working on these eyes, and only reluctantly opened them in her later years. It would be a waste if he kept it. Since Hashirama asked about it today, Naruto thought about it and simply gave it to Hashirama. Looking at the entire ninja world, Hashirama is undoubtedly the most suitable person to transplant Rinnegan. His sage body has become a big success and can fully afford Rinnegan, a big consumer of food. Others can't do it. Even Hashirama can use Rinnegan's own power of 6 paths to transform the Ashura Chakra in the body into 6 paths Chakra, thereby practicing Sage of 6 paths body. This is very possible, although it will take a long time. Madara's Rinnegan. Everyone looked at Naruto's eyes, all showing envy. The turmoil in the ninja world in recent decades can almost be said to have been caused by this pair of Rinnegan. The power of these eyes is extraordinary. No ninja would not covet such power. Madara's eyes. Hashirama looked complicated and nodded silently. Since it is Madara's eyes, I am willing to transplant them. He and Madara are good friends. Although they have fought for a lifetime, they are also rare confidants. Fusion of Madara's eyes and living on his behalf can be regarded as a kind of comfort to Madara's spirit in heaven. Naruto nodded, waved his hand to erase the 1st generation's left eye, and transplanted the upper Rinnegan onto his waist. Hashirama took a moment to adapt, and soon became completely accustomed to Rinnegan. He couldn't help but take a breath of air. Such a strong eye power. Is this the Rinnegan? It's a pity there's only one. Naruto felt a little regretful. The other Rinnegan is in Obito's hands, and he hid it somewhere. One eye is enough. Hashirama waved his hand quickly. I feel like this Rinnegan will increase my strength a lot. As long as you are satisfied. Naruto smiled and said nothing more. Naruto, my strength is a bit weak now, can you help me improve it? Jiraiya said suddenly. Naruto looked at Jiraiya and said angrily, don't think about useless things, practice sage mode first. Jiraiya's face fell. Come to my house tonight. Naruto mentally transmitted again. His voice rang directly into Jiraiya's brain. This kind of spiritual transmission is a bit like the Yamanaka clan's telepathy technique, but it is actually the use of yin escape. After Naruto mastered yin-yang escape, he could do it naturally. Naruto is willing to help Jiraiya improve his strength. The two have a good relationship and can be regarded as one of their own. Moreover, Naruto had just obtained yin-yang escape, and he had many ideas in his mind that he wanted to put into practice. But not in front of so many people. The matter of resurrecting the dead caused quite a stir, causing many people to seek Naruto's resurrection. This made Naruto very anxious. Naruto learned a lesson from it CHDD and decided to keep a low profile. Ninja's pursuit of power is crazy. If everyone knows that he can help everyone improve their strength, they will definitely not stop. Naruto also sent a message to Kakashi, asking him to come home in the evening, and then left. Time passed in the evening, and Jiraiya and Kakashi came to Naruto's house one after another. Since it was his first day at work and he was busy with official duties, Minato hadn't come back yet, so Kushina went to bring him food. Only Naruto and Hinata were home. Naruto is also considering helping Hinata improve her strength. For Hinata, the fastest way to improve her strength is undoubtedly to activate Tenseigan. Tenseigan is the final form of Byakugan, with the same status as Rinnegan, and also has the power of destruction and creation. And, as a descendant of Hamura, Hinata has very high white eye purity and has the conditions to activate Tenseigan. But to open Tenseigan, you also need the special chakra of the Otsutsuki clan. As a descendant of Hamura, Hinata possesses the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan. However, the bloodline of the Otsutsuki clan is very thin, and the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan is naturally pitiful. So I can't open my eyes. The best way, helping Hinata purify the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan. But to do this, Naruto must first find the Otsutsuki clan chakra in Hinata's body. Naruto, have you found it? Hinata asked softly. Sit over here. Naruto put his arms around Hinata's slender waist, put her on his lap, and searched carefully. Sitting on Naruto's lap in such a shameful position, Hinata's face turned red. A heart is like a deer bumping around. She is 17 years old this year and has grown into a big girl. I will be an adult next year. My father said that when we become adults, he will hold a ceremony for us. Hinata was thinking wildly. Bang 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 _F. There was a sudden knock on the door. Hinata jumped up like a frightened deer, as if she was electrocuted, got into Naruto's room and closed the door. What happened? Naruto was a little confused and got up and opened the door. The visitors are Jiraiya and Kakashi. Hey, Naruto. Jiraiya smiled and greeted. Kakashi nodded to Naruto with drooping eyes, looking listless. Sit down. Naruto asked the two of them to sit down, without hiding it, and began to help them improve their strength. Naruto's strengthening method for Jiraiya is very simple. Transform Jiraiya's physique into a perfect sage body using Ashura chakra. The transformation process is not long, it can be done in 20 minutes. You must continue to practice sage mode and strive to cultivate sage mode to a perfect level. Naruto instructed. In this way, perfect sage body plus sage mode, your strength will be greatly improved. The perfect sage body, also called Ashura's body, not only contains a huge amount of chakra, but also is rich in life history. With the perfect sage body, Jiraiya's chakra amount will never be less. Coupled with sage mode, the combat power goes straight to the super shadow. I know. Jiraiya nodded repeatedly, full of confidence in the future. In the past, it was because of the amount of chakra that he was restricted from further practicing sage mode. Now that you have the perfect sage body, if you practice sage mode again, you will definitely get twice the result with half the effort. As for Kakashi-sensei, Naruto looked at Kakashi and said with a smile, let me help you complete the Sharingan first. Complete Sharingan. Kakashi was startled. how to complete Sharingan. Naruto stretched out his hand and covered Kakashi's right eye. Kakashi immediately felt a strange energy pouring into his right eye, followed by a needle-like sting. After a while, the pain disappeared, and Kakashi felt that his right eye had undergone surprising changes. This feeling is so familiar. Ever since Obito's Sharingan was transplanted into my left eye, I have been feeling this way for more than 10 years. Kakashi even walked to the mirror. Sure enough, the right eye that was originally an ordinary eye also turned into a Sharingan, 3-Tomo Sharingan. Open, Kakashi thought, and the 3 Magatama immediately turned into Mangekyo, with pupils shaped like 3 sickles. Both eyes are Mangekyo, and they are Obito's Mangekyo, Kamui Mangekyo. Kakashi can feel that after gathering both Kamui Mangekyo, the eye power has reached an astonishing level. More than 10 times stronger than with one eye. But again, the consumption of chakra is even more exaggerated. With his small amount of chakra, I'm afraid the chakra in his body will be exhausted within a few uses. This made Kakashi both happy and sad. Naruto, these Mangekyo consume too much chakra. Don't worry. Naruto waved the 6 paths tin staff and transformed Kakashi's body just like Minato's body. Left half Ashura chakra, right half Indra chakra. After half an hour of transformation, Kakashi's body transformation was successfully completed. Perfect sage body on the left. Right body of Indra. Try again. Naruto motioned to Kakashi. Without Naruto's reminder, Kakashi had already felt the huge changes in his body. The left half of the body contains extremely large chakra and extremely surging vitality. The right half of his body contains special chakra, allowing him to control Sharingan without any hindrance. On-off. Completely controllable. Kakashi was stunned, with a look of disbelief on his face. Naruto, how did you do that? It's more complicated to say. Naruto waved his hand. After this transformation, Mr. Kakashi, you can turn off Sharingan at will. No more worrying about leaving them on and consuming your chakra in vain. In addition, the huge life force contained in the left half of your body can offset the side effects of Mangekyo. This means that no matter how much you use it, you don't have to worry about Mangekyo losing its light. Obito uses Hashirama cells to counteract the side effects of Mangekyo. His Mangekyo has never gone blind. Naruto, thank you. Kakashi looked at Naruto with a grateful look on his face. Kakashi-sensei, you're welcome. Naruto waved his hand. There is something else I need to trouble Mr. Kakashi, please help me call Mr. Guy. Kakashi was startled. Naruto, you are. Do an experiment. A strange light flashed in Naruto's eyes, and he said with great interest, I want to know how strong Teacher Guy, who has a perfect sage body, will be if he uses 8 inner gates. Different people open 8 inner gates with completely different powers. Guy's father might die. A 10,000 years Genin opened the 8th inner gates after the 8th gate. He turned Mist Shinobi's 7 ninja swords into 3 auspicious treasures, which even caused a psychological shadow. Guy opened the 8th inner gate's 8th gate, almost kicked 6 paths Madara to death, and Hokage ended early. Guy is at most an elite Jounin in his normal state, and has not yet reached the cage level, but after opening the death door, his attack power reaches the 6 paths level. From elite Jounin to 6 paths level, it spans the 2 realms of shadow and super shadow, reaching the strong 6 paths level. This increase is terrible. Naruto was thinking, how strong would Guy with a perfect sage body be if he opened the 8th inner gates? I see. Kakashi nodded and disappeared into the room. He won't refuse this kind of thing, which is undoubtedly a great good thing for his friend Guy. After a while, Kakashi came home with Guy. Kakashi must have explained it to Guy. Guy was a little excited and looked at Naruto eagerly. Naruto didn't waste any time and used Ashura Chakra to transform Guy's body. Due to years of exercise, Guy's body is very strong, and it takes more time to transform than Minato and Kakashi. It took a full 40 minutes to finally complete the transformation. Guy was stunned. He clenched his fists and felt his new body. He was a little incoherent. My body now is so strong, stronger than ever, never been so strong. Strong for sure. A perfect sage body like Hashirama, how could it not be stronger? In other words, Guy's current body is exactly the same as peak Hashirama. In terms of hardware, the only games that are worse than the peak Hashirama are Wood Style and Sage Mode. Everything else is not bad. Naruto waved his tin staff and led everyone deep into the forest and found an open space. Teacher Guy, try 8 inner gates. Naruto reminded. Guy took a deep breath and shouted, open the first door of 8 inner gates, open it. 8 inner gates, second gate, Hugh gate open. Guy drove to the 5th gate in one breath. At this time, Guy's whole body was exuding surging green energy, and terrifying air currents swept out of his body, like a tornado, flying away the surrounding branches and weeds. Because the airflow was too strong, Kakashi, Jiraiya, and Hinata couldn't help but cover their faces. Mr. Guy, how do you feel? Naruto asked. Feels great. Guy's eyes turned snow white, but his energy was extremely high. I feel that I am stronger now than when I opened the 7th gate before, and it is very relaxed. It's definitely easy. Guy can drive up to the 8th gate and then to the 5th gate. Naturally, it's very easy. Kakashi was shocked. This is the 5th gate, but it's even more exaggerated than the 7th gate. Are you sure? Naruto couldn't help but look sideways. When Guy reached the 7th gate before, he had the strength to crush Cage level and could defeat Kisame easily. But now, it's simply unbelievable that after just reaching the 5th gate, it has the strength to rival the previous 7th gate. You know, the power of 8 inner gates skyrockets when it reaches the later gates. Teacher Guy, drive to the 7th gate in one go. With me here, you don't have to worry about getting hurt. 8 inner gates, 7th gate, shocking gate open. Boom, it was like a bomb going off. Strong blue steam erupted from Guy's body, forming a terrifying tornado that struck in all directions. What a terrifying smell. Jiraiya's face changed drastically. It feels to me, no worse than Madara's complete Susanoo. Indeed, Kakashi also looked surprised. This level of pressure is indeed no worse than Madara's Susan. This aura is a perfect peak super shadow. Tisk tisk, the 7th gate is comparable to the peak super shadow. Naruto's eyes lit up. If I open the 8 inner gates and use pure physical attacks, will it be enough to rival Kaguya's Yasugami air attack? Teacher Kakashi, turn on Susanoo, compete with Teacher Guy, and practice your skills. I just got a double Mangekyo Sharingan, which is also a half-perfect Sage body and half-Indra body. Kakashi also wants to know how strong he is now. Shua. Kakashi turns on Mangekyo, and a flaming light blue chakra rises from his body. Chakra condensed into bones, meridians, and flesh and blood, forming a light blue giant with only the upper body. Susanoo Phase 2. Naruto observed Kakashi's facial expression and found that he did not show too much pain. Obviously, the huge vitality contained in the perfect Sage body completely offsets the side effects of Mangekyo. This is the power of Sage body. Kakashi, be careful. Guy's whole body erupted with blue steam, like an awakened blue beast, disappearing in an instant. Shua. The next moment, Guy suddenly appeared in front of Kakashi, his whole body spinning at high speed, and his right leg whipped out like a whip. Leaf Great Whirlwind. Boom. The strong and heavy whip leg hit Susanoo hard. There was a click, and the ribs on Susanoo's chest shattered, and a large piece collapsed instantly. Jiraiya changed color slightly. What a heavy attack, it actually shattered Susanoo with one blow. The attack power is really impressive. Swish, swish, swish. Then it became Guy's time to perform alone. He is like a ghost, sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right, sometimes above his head, sometimes behind him. It's almost an afterimage. Even with Mangekyo Sharingan, Kakashi couldn't keep up with Guy's speed and was completely reduced to a sandbag. Leaf Great Whirlwind. Leaf Strong Whirlwind. Konoha Bad Iwasho. Guy's attacks were like a violent storm, pouring out on Susanoo like crazy, beating Susanoo to pieces. But, even though Susan was broken and defeated time and time again, Kakashi was always able to repair it immediately. And with continuous repairs, his Susanoo became more and more condensed and bigger. This is the body of Indra at work. Indra chakra continuously pours into the brain, making Mangekyo's pupil power stronger and stronger. Plus Sage body eliminates side effects, Kakashi doesn't feel much pain. So even though it looked quite miserable, being pressed down and beaten by Guy, Kakashi performed with ease. The battle between the two lasted for more than 10 minutes before it came to an end after Guy's physical strength faded. It's amazing. Guy, who opened the 7th gate, did not become weak and sore all over like before. He was just panting violently, looking like he was very tired, but his body was not damaged much. Moreover, this fatigue completely recovered after 10 minutes of rest. "Guy, how do you feel?" Jiraiya asked with a smile. "Feels so good." Guy grinned, revealing his shining front teeth. "My current body, whether it is the amount of chakra, physical strength, or recovery power, is very exaggerated." Guy was very excited. "I clearly opened the 7th gate of the 8 inner gates, but I didn't feel many side effects. And after such a period of recovery, I feel that the damage to my body has completely recovered. This is the perfect sage body," Naruto said. "Its huge vitality and recovery power have weakened the side effects of 8 inner gates to a great extent. 8 inner gates has very serious side effects on the body and can easily cause irreversible damage. Just like Shaoli during the Chunin exam. The damage caused by the 7th gate is even more exaggerated. If you are not careful, you will become disabled. Therefore, the 7th gate is Guy's strongest means before going all out. It is rarely used unless it is a last resort. From now on, Teacher Guy can completely use 8 inner gates and 7th gate as a regular method." Naruto smiled. "You don't have to worry about body soreness, muscle tears and other side effects after use." Guy nodded repeatedly. "I think so too, the side effects have indeed been greatly reduced. Haha, when I think about using the 7th gate as a regular attack method in the future, my youth can't help but explode." The few people chatted for a while, and Guy, Kakashi and Jiraiya left happily. Naruto continued to examine Hinata's body, looking for the Otsutsuki clan chakra hidden in her body. "Found it. Tisk. This is the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan. It is very similar to the chakra of Tao." In the following time, peace returned to Konoha, and Naruto's life became relaxed and comfortable. He helped Hinata find the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan, and then used this chakra as a model to convert other chakras in Hinata's body. Transformed into chakra of the Otsutsuki clan. As a result of this operation, Hinata's eye roll began. Fetal movement. Yes, fetal movement. This was undoubtedly a sign of the opening of Tenseigan, and Naruto told Hinata to continue condensing the Otsutsuki chakra. As time goes by, Hinata has more and more Otsutsuki chakra in her body, and the fetal movements of the Byakugan become more and more frequent. Naruto also helped Kushina complete the transformation, transforming her Uzumaki body into a perfect sage body. Uzumaki body and sage body are very close in nature, so Kushina's transformation is the easiest. Both the time spent and the chakra consumed are much less than Jiraiya and Guy. In addition, Naruto also helped Kushina master the wood style blood inheritance limit, making her the 4th ninja in Konoha to master the wood style. Apart from the above things, Naruto spent almost all the rest of his time practicing. At this stage of Naruto, you can still continue to practice. Sage of 6 Paths Body, 6 Paths Immortal Technique, Yin-Yang Release, Truth-Seeking Ball, and even Rinnegan can continue to improve. Of course, Naruto never stopped drawing. He would draw every day as soon as he opened his eyes. It was unbeatable. It's just that when Naruto has reached this stage, it's difficult for him to see things in general, and he rarely draws prizes that shine in front of his eyes. But as the timeline extended and the number of draws increased, Naruto really got a lot of good things. On the 28th day after the end of the 4th Ninja War, Naruto drew the first good thing. Kill the ashes together. Killing the bones together belongs to the blood succession snare, a technique that transcends the blood succession limits and eliminates the successors. Once hit by the ash bones, the body will gradually collapse within a few seconds until it turns into ashes. Even if there is yin-yang escape treatment, it will not help. In other words, this is a technique that can definitely kill the enemy as long as it hits it. It can only be avoided and cannot be defended. 3 months after the end of the Great Ninja War, Naruto drew the second good thing. Blue Rinnegan Otsutsuki Ura style. According to color classification, Rinnegan is divided into 4 types: purple, red, blue, and yellow. The Rinnegan handed down from Sage of 6 Paths are usually purple Rinnegan, such as Madara and Sasuke. The Rinnegan of the Otsutsuki clan mostly have 3 colors: red, yellow, and blue. The pair of blue Rinnegan that Naruto drew are the unique Rinnegan of Otsutsuki Arashiki. Like other Rinnegan, it has the basic abilities common to Rinnegan, and also has its own unique eye skills. Back in time, thousands of paper cranes flashed. Of these two abilities, time regression is undoubtedly the most buggy, as it allows the caster to go back a few seconds. For example, it is 8 hours 43 minutes and 56 seconds now. If time retrieval is activated, the caster can go back to 8 hours 43 minutes and 52 seconds. This is very buggy and has great value in combat. The disadvantage is that you cannot go back in time. This means that once you are injured, you cannot go back to the state you were in before the injury to repair the injury. The 1000 paper cranes are also of great value. It allows the caster to transform himself into a red paper crane the moment he is attacked, and disappear from the eyes of the enemy, and then the caster can appear anywhere at will. This is equivalent to a high-end version of the body replacement technique, which is an excellent life-saving skill. 4 months after the end of the Great Ninja War, Naruto drew the third good thing, Yomi Horizon. This is also a blood trap and a time and space ninjutsu. The caster can open a black portal and then travel freely through different spaces. 5 months after the end of the Great Ninja War, Naruto drew the fourth good thing, Geto Statue. Naruto was both surprised and not surprised by this prize. The prizes in the lottery may appear repeatedly, and this happens often. From this Kakuzu, it is completely understandable to draw the second Geto statue. But this is Geto statue after all, the body of 10 tails. After drawing this thing, is the system planning to make myself a double 10 tails Jinchuriki? The system did not let Naruto down. After nearly a year, Naruto successively drew the chakra of the 9-tailed beasts. Resurrected the second 10 tails. This 10 tails put Naruto in a bit of trouble. He already had 10 tails, and the second 10 tails was a bit frustrating. But he couldn't bear to let Naruto give it away. No way. He could only reluctantly continue to seal it in his body, and Naruto became a double 10 tails Jinchu calendar. Becoming the twin 10 tails Jinchuriki, Naruto's life level has not changed much, and he still cannot achieve immortality. But the chakra in Naruto's body has reached an unprecedented level, not much inferior to the peak Kaguya. In addition to 10 tails, Naruto also got some other good things this year. For example, the blood inheritance limit. There are many types of light blood successors, including scorch style, lava style, magnet style, land done and so on. There is also blood successor that eliminates dust escape. The power of dust release is amazing. Especially in Naruto's hands, using it in the form of 6 paths magic is simply devastating. Naruto had estimated that the power of Sage Art dust release was no less lethal than killing Ash Bones together. The difference is that killing Ash Bones together is considered a single target attack, while Sage Art dust escape is a range attack. One blow can easily turn a mountain into nothingness, which is extremely terrifying. Time flies. 2 years have passed since the Fourth Ninja War. This year, Naruto and Hinata are both 19 years old. This day, the sun is shining brightly and the wind is gentle. Naruto's family, dressed in formal clothes, came to the Hyuga clan, and received a grand reception from the Hyuga clan. In the large living room, Naruto's family and Hyuga's family sat side by side. The Hyuga family includes the patriarch Hyuga Hiyashi, the patriarch's wife, Hyuga Hazashi, and Hyuga Neji. And the delicate Hinata. Hinata, 19 years old this year, has grown into a tall and graceful girl. She is fair-skinned and beautiful. Especially her gentle, quiet and shy temperament, she is a perfect healing goddess. The two families sat together today, not for anything else but to discuss Naruto and Hinata's marriage. Marriage is a very formal event in the Hokage world. Especially the identities of both men and women are not ordinary. So pay special attention to etiquette and rules. Of course, Naruto and Hinata don't need to worry about this, their parents and elders take care of everything. Even so, Naruto felt a little bored. Hyuga Hiyashi noticed this keenly and asked Hinata and Neji to take him out. Hyuga Hiyashi is now very kind to Naruto, even with a faint awe, for fear of neglecting Naruto. Yes, father, the patriarch. Hinata and Neji responded respectfully, and then took Naruto out of the living room and to the backyard. The sakura flowers in the backyard are about to bloom. They will bloom in half a month. Your big family has so many rules. Naruto pulled on his clothes to make himself more comfortable, the formal suit was a bit tight. Just be patient. Marriage is a major event for everyone. It only happens once for everyone. You won't have the chance to experience it in the future. Neji complained, but suddenly stopped talking. What do you want to say? Naruto raised his eyebrows. Just say it, don't hesitate, we will become a family soon. Neji glanced at Hinata, hesitated, and whispered, about caged bird. Naruto, I heard Miss Hinata say, do you have a way to remove the caged palace? You said this. Naruto smiled, reached out and gently stroked Neji's forehead. This is easy. Neji was stunned. At this moment, he could clearly feel that the caged bird imprinted in his head disappeared. It's like the shackles have been removed, the heavy burden has been thrown away, and the whole person feels relaxed. Naruto. Neji was a little incoherent and bowed to Naruto. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't be so excited. Naruto waved his hand. It's just a little effort. Thanks. Neji kept thanking him, but after he recovered, he felt a little scared. Caged bird is the Zong family's method of restraining the branch house. If you suddenly remove caged bird, it will definitely cause a major earthquake. This is indeed the case. Not long after Neji released caged bird, Hyuga Hiashi hurried over. Behind him were Hyuga Hazashi, Minato, Kushina, and Hinata's mother. Seeing this scene, Neji was so frightened that he quickly knelt on the ground with his head pressed against the ground. Neji, you. Hyuga Hiashi looked at Neji in shock. Master Patriarch, what happened? Hyuga Hazashi couldn't help asking, while looking at his son with some worry. Neji, remove the forehead protector. Hyuga Hiashi shouted in a low voice. Neji hesitated for a moment and took off the forehead protector obediently. His forehead was smooth and white without any marks. This, Hyuga Hazashi was stunned. Minato and Kushina looked at each other with shock in their eyes. Caged bird, actually disappeared. Really? Hyuga Hiashi took a deep breath and looked a little gloomy. Neji, what's going on? Let me tell you, Naruto said. I lifted his caged bird. I knew it was you. Hyuga was not surprised at all. He believed that no one except Naruto, a good son-in-law, could remove caged bird in this world. Naruto, why are you doing this? Hyuga Hiashi looked serious. Do you know how much disaster you will bring to the Hyuga family if you do this? Caged bird is indeed the Zong family's method of controlling the branch house. There is no doubt about this. But at the same time, it is also the protection of branch house and white eyes. Let's imagine, what would happen if the Hyuga clan didn't have caged bird? Will the Hyuga tribe have their eyes gouged out when they go out on a mission? Will they be kidnapped and used as stallions? Will he be captured and used as an experimental subject? Definitely. For ordinary ninjas, the Byakugan's ability is very strong. Who wouldn't want to pounce on it and take a bite? For the Hyuga people, without the protection of caged bird, if the strength is not strong enough, Byakugan will be a hot potato. Caged bird can avoid all this. Of course Naruto knew the consequences of dismantling caged bird, but he didn't care. With me here, are you still afraid of being looked down upon by others? At least the 5 major ninja villages would never dare. Naruto's voice was calm, but revealed strong confidence. Hearing this, Hyuga Hiashi nodded silently. Indeed. With Naruto's current reputation and his relationship with the Hyuga family, who would dare to roll his eyes? Leaving aside others, at least the 5 major ninja villages would never dare to do such a thing, as the gain outweighs the loss. As for Shao Ninja Village, don't worry, if you dare to make a blind move, the Hyuga clan will destroy him. Hyuga Hiashi's expression softened and he sighed. You can protect the Hyuga family for a while, but can you protect it forever? You don't have to worry about this, I've found a better bloodline limit for your Hyuga family. Naruto smiled lightly. What's the meaning? Hiashi frowned at Naruto. Hinata, show your dad the pill. What to see? Hiashi looked puzzled and couldn't help but look at Hinata. Minato, Kushina, Hazashi, Neji, Hinata's mother also looked at Hinata at the same time. They were stunned. Hinata's eyes underwent a surprising change. They were no longer white eyes, but strange blue eyes. The center of the pupil is black, like a small black hole, surrounded by bright and dazzling white light. The white light is surrounded by brilliant blue. This. Hiashi looked at Hinata's eyes in shock. What's going on? Why did Hinata's eyes become like this? Hinata's eyes. Minato and Kushina looked at each other. and Hisashi and Neji, the father and son, couldn't help but look at each other. People of the Hyuga clan have white eyes from birth to death. The difference is that some tribesmen can activate the ability of white eyes, while some tribesmen's white eyes are just decoration. But no matter what the situation is, the eyes will always be white eyes, and this will not change. As the eldest daughter of the clan, Hinata has the purest Hyuga bloodline and also inherited the purest Byakugan bloodline. Her eyes have never changed since she was a child. Why did she suddenly change like this now? Hinata, what's going on with your eyes? Hyuga Hiyashi's face changed drastically and he asked anxiously. Father, don't be nervous, my Byakugan has evolved, it's Tenseigan. Hinata said hurriedly. Evolved, Tenseigan. Everyone was confused. Hyuga Hiyashi frowned and asked in confusion, the Byakugan can also evolve. Why have you never heard of it? It's normal if you haven't heard of it. Naruto smiled and said, Tenseigan is the eye of Otsutsuki Hamura, and it is also the ultimate form of Byakugan. Correct. Otsutsuki Hamura is the younger brother of Sage of Six Paths and the ancestor of your Hyuga clan. Naruto doesn't know whether Hamura's eyes are Tenseigan, but Tenseigan is indeed the ultimate form of Byakugan. Hyuga Hiyashi was a little confused. Naruto's words contained a lot of information, which he had never heard before. Hisashi is the ancestor of our Hyuga clan Otsutsuki Hamura. Hiyashi couldn't help but ask his brother. This, I don't know either. Hisashi also looked confused. He only knew that the Hyuga family was very ancient, a large family that had lasted for thousands of years. As for who the real ancestor is, it has long been impossible to find out. Otsutsuki Hamura, never heard of it. No, I've heard it before. Naruto said before that Hamura sealed his mother Kaguya with the Sage of Six Paths. But that's all. Hisashi doesn't know whether Hamura is the ancestor of the Hyuga clan. Naruto, what on earth is going on? Hiyashi couldn't help but ask. Naruto shook his head and briefly introduced Hamura and the origins of the Hyuga clan. These are not important, Naruto continued. The important thing is that Tenseigan is the ultimate form of Byakugan, and it is the supreme pupil technique comparable to Rinnegan. This is enough. As good as a Rinnegan. Everyone gasped. Everyone knows how strong Rinnegan is. Pain, Obito, and Madara turned the ninja world upside down with their pair of Rinnegan. Tenseigan is actually comparable to Rinnegan. How strong is Tenseigan? Hiyashi was shocked and became excited again. He stared at his eldest daughter with burning eyes and said excitedly. Hinata's eyes are Tenseigan. What abilities does Hinata and Tenseigan have? Tell me quickly. The others stared at Hinata with good intentions in their eyes. Being stared at by everyone, Hinata was a little shy. I started Tenseigan not long ago, and I don't know much about it. But, Hinata changed the subject, and a black high-density chakra sphere slowly emerged from her heart. Truth-seeking ball. Everyone exclaimed. After the Fourth Ninja War, the name of Truth-Seeking Ball became known to everyone. Naruto, who became 10 Tails Jinchuriki, has Truth-Seeking Balls suspended behind his back, which is very impressive. Everyone also knows the power of Truth-Seeking Ball. Contains all the chakra properties of Yin-Yang and 5 elements, and has the power to transcend the limits of blood inheritance and subsequent elimination. It can even create the Truth-Seeking Ball. This Tenseigan is indeed comparable to the Rinnegan. Minato couldn't help but exclaimed in amazement and said with a smile, Chief Hiyashi, I didn't expect that your Hyuga's Byakugan could evolve into ultimate and transform into such a powerful blood successor. Hyuga Hiyashi was surprised and happy. He waved his hands quickly when he heard this. Hokage-sama is ridiculous. To be honest, before today, I didn't even know that such a thing existed. Having said this, Hiyashi couldn't help but look at Naruto, with unconcealable desire in his eyes. Naruto, what method did you use to make Hinata's Byakugan evolve into Tenseigan? Hyuga Hiyashi can see it at a glance, and it must be Naruto's credit that Hinata's eyes can evolve. My daughter doesn't have this ability. As descendants of Hamura, you Hyuga clan have the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan flowing in your body. Naruto said calmly. And the chakra of the Otsutsuki clan is the key to unlocking Tenseigan. As long as you find this chakra and continue to refine it until it reaches a certain concentration, you can open Tenseigan. Otsutsuki chakra. Hyuga Hiyashi paused for a moment, Then a glint flashed in his eyes, and then he said gratefully, "Naruto, thank you." Naruto's words are of great significance to the Hyuga clan. Byakugan can also evolve. The Hyuga clan can definitely work in this direction in the future and open Tenseigan as much as possible. Hyuga Hiyashi can guess that this will definitely be difficult. There must be very few people who can truly activate Tenseigan. But it doesn't matter. As long as you know the direction and work hard slowly, there will always be a glimmer of hope. Therefore, Hyuga Hiyashi is grateful to Naruto from the bottom of his heart. Time flies, and it's half a month later in the blink of an eye. Today, Konoha is decorated with lanterns and colorful decorations, and is full of joy, with red lanterns hanging everywhere. The gate of Konoha was opened, and strong men from all over the ninja world were dressed in formal attire and were forced into sleepiness. Sakura flowers are in full bloom and the garden is filled with fragrance. There are tables and chairs under the sakura tree, with all kinds of delicious food and sweet drinks on them. People held wine glasses, tasted delicious food, and gathered together in twos and threes to chat and have a good time. There were many guests present. 3rd Tsuchikage Onoki, 4th Raikage I, 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee, 5th Kazekage Gaara, Temari, Konkuro, 5th Mizukage Terumi Mei, Chojuro. Almost all the prominent figures in the ninja world are here, even Orochimaru, Shongrin, Suigetsu, and Jugo are here. Of course Konoha's masters are also there. 1st Hokage, 2nd Hokage, 3rd Hokage, Tsunade, Jiraiya, Hatake Tsukumo. Everyone comes together. Time flies so fast. Onoki floated in the air and said with a smile, "In the blink of an eye, this kid Naruto got married. Isn't that right? I remember the first time we met, he was still a teenager." Raikage shook his head. "But having said that, this guy is putting more and more pressure on me. I just said hello, and the chakra in my body stopped flowing, as if it was frozen." Onoki nodded with deep approval. During the 4th Ninja War, he entered the 6th level. Now in the past 2 years, his cultivation speed has probably reached an incredible level. Yes, time passed and the wedding finally began. Naruto held Hinata's little hand and walked down the red carpet to the wedding venue under the watchful eyes of all the guests. The audience applauded like thunder and burst into huge cheers. "Naruto is so handsome today. This guy Hinata is cheap. Are you saying the opposite?" "I didn't say anything. Blessings and blessings. I wish them good health and all the best. Although I knew they were a couple, I still feel sad when I see Naruto getting married. My male god ah." Naruto and Hinata followed the instructions and came to the designated location. Lu Ju, as the master of ceremonies, is responsible for presiding over the wedding. He first made a speech. "Dear guests, seniors, gentlemen, ladies. Call out." A shrill sound broke through the air suddenly. Everyone looked up in shock. I saw a black sphere rushing towards this side at an extremely fast speed, rubbing against the air and making a shrill sound of breaking through the air. Truth-seeking ball. Those with sharp eyes could see at a glance that the black sphere was a truth-seeking ball, and their expressions instantly changed. Who fired the truth-seeking ball? What on earth did they want to do? Don't you know what the occasion is? The faces of Hashirama, Tobirama, Minato, Kakashi, Hiyashi and others became very ugly. Today is Naruto's wedding scene, and the result is like this. It's a slap in Naruto's face, a slap in Konoha's face. And with so many guests present, if this truth-seeking ball bombed down, there would definitely be countless casualties. Just when the experts were about to stop him, Naruto snorted and stretched out his right hand to wave lightly. Shinra Tenseigan. Boom. The terrifying repulsion suddenly exploded, and the truth-seeking ball that was shot in the face was instantly bounced away. Seeing this scene, Hashirama and others looked slightly relaxed. The ordinary people patted their chests and breathed a sigh of relief. Snort. Naruto's voice was like a thunderous roar, spreading like a roar. "Otsutsuki Toneri, get out of here." Otsutsuki, Toneri, Otsutsuki, could it be? Hashirama, Tobirama, Onoki and others changed their expressions. After the 4th Ninja World War, the 3 words, Otsutsuki, were imprinted on the ears of the powerful ninja world. Naruto said before that Kaguya comes from the Otsutsuki clan. In the future, the Tsutsuki clan will come again. From that moment on, everyone was always on guard against attacks from the Otsutsuki clan. Now hearing the word Otsutsuki, everyone thinks that the Otsutsuki clan has invaded. Swish, swish, swish. Hashirama, Tobirama and other strong men used the body flicker technique and came behind Naruto, staring at the surroundings with caution. Wow! The void rippled like water waves, and a young man with pale skin slowly emerged. He has long blue-white hair, slender eyebrows, wearing white clothes, and a magatama pattern on his neck. Everyone immediately looked at the young man, looking him up and down, with a look of surprise in their eyes. Is he from the Otsutsuki clan? His eyes. Hiashi suddenly let out a low cry and stared into the young man's eyes with a look of disbelief on his face. Minato, Kushina, and Hinata also looked stunned. Tenseigan. Why does this guy have a Tenseigan too? Who the hell is he? Hiashi clan chief, what? Tenseigan. It's a long story. It's really you. Naruto looked at the young man with cold eyes. If you don't stay well on the moon, why are you here? This young man is none other than Otsutsuki Toneri. What confused Naruto was that the guy in front of him not only had eyes, but he was also a Tenseigan. Isn't he blind? In the original plot, Otsutsuki Toneri had no eyes since he was a child. He successfully opened Tenseigan by taking Hanabi's Byakugan and combining it with his own Otsutsuki Chakra. So, where did this guy's Tenseigan come from? Could it be that he secretly transplanted the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan to activate Tenseigan? If that's the case, whose Byakugan did he transplant? It couldn't be Hinata, it couldn't be Hanabi. Hinata is by her side, and Hanabi is also at the wedding. I'm here to greet my white-eyed princess. Otsutsuki Toneri had a condescending tone, and his blue eyes fell on Hinata. My white-eyed princess, you are my wife. You cannot marry such a person. Come back with me. Toneri stretched out his hand, and a force of gravity swept out, pulling Hinata towards him. Snort. Naruto's eyes widened, and Shinra Tenseigan erupted, sending Toneri flying away. You bereaved dog of the Hamura family, who gave you the courage to take advantage of my wife? Naruto's eyes were cold and stern. Truth-seeking balls slowly appeared behind him, and the Six Paths tin staff also appeared in his hand. Naruto was angry. Today is his wedding scene. There are so many guests here, and all the prominent people in the ninja world are here. As a result, this lunatic broke into the wedding scene, not only claiming that Hinata was his wife, but also taking Hinata away. This is a great shame for any man. If he didn't cut this fool into pieces today, it would be hard for Naruto to feel hatred in his heart. I won't shed tears until I see the coffin. Toneri snorted coldly and activated Tenseigan chakra mode. Green chakra suddenly rose up all over his body, like a beating flame, covering his whole body. At the same time, truth-seeking balls appeared out of thin air behind Toneri, and there were more than a dozen of them. What a terrifying chakra aura! Except for Naruto, I have never seen anyone with such a strong aura. And the truth-seeking ball. Not good. This guy is also a Six Paths level ninja. Seeing the changes in Toneri and feeling the terrifying aura coming from him, everyone's expressions changed. Everyone, be on alert. Hashirama waved his hand. Protect the village and guests. Yes, the strong men responded in unison, and immediately dispersed and appeared all over the village, taking protective measures. Ginlin Reincarnation Explosion. Toneri raised his right hand, released multiple truth-seeking balls from his palm, and turned his right hand violently. These fairway jade then rotate at high speed, and the surface is covered with a layer of green chakra, forming a green aperture. A huge tornado of tornado was ejected from the aperture, enveloping the airflow and roaring towards Naruto. As this Ginrin Reincarnation blast, it looks nothing more than that. Super Shinra Tensei. Naruto waved his tin staff lightly, creating a terrifying repulsive force and sending the Ginrin Reincarnation bomb flying away. Naruto stretched out his right hand, and a dark, bottomless hole quietly appeared in his hand. Almost at the same time, a dark hole quietly appeared behind Toneri. Naruto's right hand stretched out from the hole, grabbed Toneri's neck, and dragged him into the dark hole. Naruto pulled his right hand out of the hole, and Otsutsuki Toneri came out with him. Blood Successor's Snare. Hirazaka. What ability is this? You actually caught Toneri so easily. Time and space ninjutsu. Everyone present was stunned. To catch someone across such a long distance, Naruto's move was like a magical technique. It's incredible. Toneri looked at Naruto in disbelief, not expecting Naruto to catch him so easily. It turns out to be just a puppet. Naruto used his right hand hard and scratched Toneri's head, causing various mechanical parts to scatter on the ground. The moment he caught Toneri, Naruto realized that this was not the real Toneri, but a puppet. Puppetry is also one of Toneri's best skills. Puppet. Everyone immediately gathered around. Naruto, who is this guy? Is he the Otsutsuki clan you mentioned? The remnant of Otsutsuki Kaguya. The Otsutsuki clan is going to invade. Don't worry, everyone. Naruto waved his hand and glanced across the guests, finally landing on Hyuga Hanabi. Universal pull. Naruto reached out and grabbed Hanabi, sucked him over, and immediately grabbed Hanabi's neck. Boom. Hanabi's head exploded. Chapter 106. Naruto reached out and grabbed Hanabi out of thin air, then grabbed Hanabi's head. Instead of the imagined scene of brains bursting and blood splattering, parts were scattered all over the floor. Is this a puppet? How so? Hinata was stunned. Everyone present was also stunned. I'm just telling you, why would a boastful person turn on the Tenseigan for no reason? It turns out that Hanabi has been captured a long time ago. Naruto took a deep breath. What a great trick. He actually captured Hanabi under my nose, but I didn't know it at all. Naruto, what's going on? Where's Hanabi? Hinata asked anxiously. Hyuga Hiyashi is also extremely anxious. If nothing else, she should be on the moon. Naruto looked up at the sky and looked at the blurry moon on the horizon. Hinata, I have to go to the moon. Moon. A look of astonishment appeared on Hinata's face. How could Hanabi be on the moon? Is this possible? It's important to save people. Naruto waved his hands and said nothing more. When I come back, I will explain it to you slowly. I will go with you. Hinata immediately pleaded. I am coming too. Take me one. Naruto, I want to go too. Everyone spoke up and wanted to follow him to the moon to help rescue Hanabi and meet Otsutsuki at the same time. Fine. Naruto thought for a while and agreed. Otsutsuki Toneri was only a bare commander and could not use so many people. But since everyone wanted to go, Naruto didn't want to spoil everyone's good intentions, so he just went to see it together. Yomi Horizon. Naruto's eyes narrowed, and a black hole slowly appeared in front of his eyes, which was the space portal. Everyone, come in. Good. Everyone looked at the dark hole in surprise, but said nothing and flew into the portal. When everyone entered the portal, Naruto was the last one to follow. The scene in front of him changed and he appeared in a strange place. It was dark all around. There is a dark night sky in the sky, thick dust underfoot, and stones scattered all over the ground. At a glance, there are impact craters and craters everywhere. The body is light and the gravity is obviously much smaller. This is moon. Oh my god. I went from Konoha to the moon in the blink of an eye. It's incredible. It is indeed a time and space ninjutsu. Everyone looked at the unfamiliar environment around them, their eyes filled with wonder and a look of wonder. The moon is hundreds of thousands of kilometers away from the ninja world. It is incredible to cover such a long distance in the blink of an eye. Naruto, where is Hanabi? Compared with the shock in everyone's hearts, Hinata was more concerned about Hanabi and couldn't help but ask. Don't worry, we have found her. Naruto signaled Hinata not to be nervous. His perception spread out and could easily cover the entire moon. Whether it is the surface of the moon or the interior of the moon, there is nothing to hide, and the feedback is clear to Poseidon. The interior of the moon is completely empty. There is land, rivers, forests, villages, castles, and various relics left by humans. It's a pity, it's all abandoned. The descendants of Otsutsuki Hamura on the moon have died out, leaving only the single seedling of Toneri. Of course, there are also a surprising number of puppets. Naruto launched Wonkwan Hirazaka and led everyone to the inside of the moon. Here it is. Everyone looked around. This is the inside of the moon. Naruto looked around and explained simply. After the Sage of Six Paths brothers sealed Kaguya, in order to protect Kaguya, his younger brother Hamura moved his family to the moon. After Hamura's death, his descendants were divided into two groups because they had different understandings and interpretations of their ancestors' last words. Among them, the branch house believed that the world created by Sage of Six Paths, which had been at war for thousands of years, was a failure and should be eliminated, so they used Tenseigan to kill all the clan members who advocated peace at that time. The guy just now is called Otsutsuki Toneri. He is a descendant of the branch house and lives here alone. So that's what happened. So, he is the only descendant of Hamura on the moon. No wonder they want to capture Hinata. I didn't expect that a descendant of Hamura would end up like this. It seems that no matter where you are, there is always a fight. After hearing Naruto's explanation, everyone was suddenly enlightened and felt a little mixed in their hearts. Otsutsuki Hamura is the younger brother of Sage of Six Paths, and once worked with Sage of Six Paths to seal Kaguya. The descendants of such a magical personage who stayed on the moon have developed to the point where they are about to become extinct. It's really sad. The evil descendants of Sage of Six Paths, you dare to chase me here, you really don't know how to live or die. A cold voice sounded. Everyone suddenly looked up and saw countless flying birds appearing on the horizon, densely packed and dark. There is a person standing on the back of every flying bird, and Otsutsuki Toneri is on the back of a flying bird. Are these things puppets? It's a puppet. The chakra fluctuations are completely different from those of normal humans. There is no doubt that it is a puppet. What an eyesore. Naruto clasped his hands together, and the white light gathered in his palms, turning into an extremely thick white beam and spurting out. Sage Art Dust Escape. Boom. The white beam bombarded the densely packed puppets, directly smashing them into powder. Naruto changed direction and kept sweeping through the puppet army. In a moment, the army of puppets in the sky was wiped out, and only Toneri used the truth-seeking ball to resist it. Dust Escape. Onoki looked stunned. Naruto, you actually mastered my Dust Release. Dust Release is his trump card. Before this, only he and second Tsuchikage could use it. Naruto actually mastered it, which made Onoki feel like his treasured martial arts secrets had been leaked. From now on, Dust Escape is no longer exclusive to them, Iwagakure. Naruto smiled. Your Dust Release is very good for cleaning up the soldiers. Cleaner. Onoki's mouth twitched. Descendants of Six Paths, seeking death. Seeing Naruto kill all the puppets, Toneri became completely angry. He is the only one left on the moon. These puppets are not only slaves and soldiers, but also his partners. Naruto actually dared to kill all the puppets. How could Toneri endure this? Summoning technique. Sharon put his palms together. Rumble. The ground shook violently. The next second, a huge stone statue broke through the ground and emerged from the earth. This stone statue has only its upper body from the waist up. It looks exactly like Hamura and is as big as Ninetales. Kurama. Naruto shouted lightly. Leave it to me. Ninetales and the crowd agreed, and immediately threw themselves at the big stone statue, and their bodies changed accordingly. Boom. The flaming golden chakra spurted out from Ninetales' body surface, and Ninetales transformed into its original form. Is that guy Ninetales? Gaara was a little stunned. Onoki, Reikage and others were also a little stunned. When they came to attend the wedding, they noticed Ninetales. This guy had no image because he ate and drank too much. It's hard not to notice. But they didn't care, thinking that Ninetales was some dead Konoha shinobi resurrected by Naruto. I didn't expect it to be Ninetales. It's Ninetales. Minato sneered and said. Naruto reshaped Ninetales' body, so he can become a human. As a Konoha Hokage, Minato naturally knew about Ninetales turning into a human being, and Naruto had greeted him. At first, Minato also sent Anbu to secretly monitor Ninetales, fearing that it would damage the village. It turned out that his worries were completely unfounded. After Ninetales became a human, he wandered into various entertainment venues. At first, he worked at Ichiraku ramen, yakiniku restaurants and other food places, and he showed a special liking for food. Then there are game arcades, casinos, hot spring hotels and other leisure and entertainment venues, where you spend a lot of money. Recently, I have become addicted to watching TV. I stay in the forest every day to catch up on dramas, to the point where I forget to eat and sleep. Minato saw this situation and decisively asked Anbu, who was secretly watching, to withdraw. Ninetales is so addicted to the internet that it is unfair to say that it destroyed the village. If anyone wants to destroy the village, Ninetales will probably be the first to refuse. Is there still such an operation? Tsurumi is a little dull. Can tailed beasts also have human bodies? Gaara couldn't help but sigh in shock. Naruto's current methods are becoming more and more incredible. This is Yin-Yang escape. Shukaku inside the body shouted, and you must have a complete yin-yang release technique to do this. This brat has become the same as Sage of Six Paths. Yin-Yang escape. On the other side, the battle between Ninetales and the Hamura stone statue has entered a fierce state. The destructive power of Ninetales is obviously stronger, both in speed and strength, surpassing the stone statue. The Hamura stone statue was shattered again and again by it, but the strange thing is that the stone statue can always be quickly reorganized and fully restored. After fierce battles again and again, the chakra in Ninetales' body was quickly consumed, and the offensive became slow. On the other hand, the Hamura stone statue is still not slow, so the 1005 tails is gradually being suppressed. What's going on with this stone statue? Hashirama frowned and said, it actually recovers again and again. This is also Tenseigan's ability. Naruto said calmly, unless you kill that guy, the stone statue will be repaired forever. After Naruto said that, he rose into the air and flew towards Toneri. Death to the sinful descendants of Six Paths. Otsutsuki Toneri didn't waste any time talking to Naruto, he decisively turned on Tenseigan chakra mode and launched the attack. He spread his right hand, and truth-seeking balls wrapped with green light spewed out from his palm, shooting towards Naruto like cannonballs. Naruto waved a truth-seeking ball, flicked it with his finger, and faced the incoming green-seeking ball. Boom boom boom. The black truth-seeking ball and the green truth-seeking ball wrapped with green light collided and exploded. The terrifying shock wave spread and formed a surging tornado storm, sweeping in all directions. Naruto grabbed a truth-seeking ball, condensed it into a long black sword, and slashed at Otsutsuki Toneri. Naruto was now bursting out with all his strength, his speed was unparalleled, even if Toneri was also a Six Paths level, he couldn't keep up. At the critical moment, Toneri hurriedly turned aside to avoid the vital parts, but in the end he could not avoid his left arm. PFF'd. The sword of the truth-seeking ball slashed across Toneri's left arm, and the entire left arm was broken with a sound, and blood was shed. Ah! Toneri let out a painful scream and his eyes turned red. Sinful descendant of Six Paths, I want you to die. The intense pain stimulated Toneri's nerves, making the descendant of Otsutsuki Hamura completely angry. He grabbed a truth-seeking ball, and the Six Paths chakra in his body poured into the truth-seeking ball crazily. Golden Wheel Reincarnation Explosion. The truth-seeking ball suddenly turned into a yellow chakra that penetrated the sky and the earth. The lightsaber slashed towards Naruto. Have you finally used this trick? Naruto's figure flashed in front of everyone, and the truth-seeking ball spread out and turned into a shield, blocking everyone. The Golden Wheel Reincarnation Blast is the most powerful attack the Tenseigan can unleash, one blow can split the moon apart. Naruto was not afraid at all, but the people behind him would be killed by a sword. So, you have to take care of them. Boom! The chakra lightsaber, which reached the sky and penetrated the earth, slashed down hard and struck the truth-seeking ball shield. But the lightsaber is too long. Compared with this towering lightsaber, the truth-seeking ball shield made by Naruto seems very small. Therefore, most of the chakra lightsabers cut directly on the ground and then passed by in one stroke. Stab it. The earth was instantly split in half, forming a bottomless, dark crack with no end in sight. The next second, the cracks continued to spread and extend, and soon extended to the end of the sky. Wow! The entire moon shook violently, split into two halves, and then slowly moved away. Naruto removed the truth-seeking ball shield. Everyone opened their eyes, and when they saw the scenes around them, they all gasped. The moon. The moon was split. This. How is this possible? Incredible. Is this the power of Tenseigan? It's so scary. It's incredible. He's not dead yet. Toneri frowned and stared at everyone. You still want to kill us with your sword? You think too highly of yourself. Naruto sneered. But then again, Tenseigan is really powerful. But it's such a waste of time to put it on you. Naruto could see that all of Otsutsuki's strength lay in these Tenseigans. Tenseigan is strong even if he is strong, but Otsutsuki cannot do anything for others. The Hamura chakra in his body is simply not enough to support him to fully exert Tenseigan's 10,000 areas. It's like putting a Rinnegan on Nagato, it's like a 3-year-old kid swinging a sledgehammer. How much of Tenseigan's power can be unleashed? Shut up, you evil descendants of Six Paths. Toneri suddenly stretched out his right hand. The right hand was covered with green chakra light, and a green ball of light gathered in the palm of his hand and shot toward Naruto. We don't have enough chakra. Do you want to withdraw some money? Naruto looked disdainful. He knew Toneri's abilities very well. This move could not only swallow the enemy's ninjutsu, but also extract the enemy's chakra remotely while penetrating the enemy's body. Using this move, Toneri made it clear that he wanted to extract the chakra from his body, but it was paralyzed by him. Shinra Tenseigan. Naruto waved his hand casually, and a repulsive force exploded, causing the incoming green light ball to fly away. Universal pull. Naruto grabbed it out of thin air again. As soon as Shirin's expression changed, he felt a terrifying gravitational force acting on his body, pulling him crazily. Hateful. Shirin struggled desperately. However, the explosion of the Golden Wheel reincarnation almost exhausted the chakra in his body, and his struggle became powerless. Toneri flew towards Naruto uncontrollably, and then Naruto grabbed his neck and activated Rinnegan's devouring ability. In an instant, the remaining Hamura chakra in Toneri's body was completely swallowed by Naruto. Without Hamura chakra, Toneri couldn't even maintain Tenseigan and turned back into Byakugan. Naruto activated Wonkwon Hirasaka and captured Hanabi from the human palace. Then he cut out Toneri's eye and transplanted it to Hanabi. No, it should be said that the thing returned to its original owner. Toneri's eyes were originally Hanabi's. Naruto then injected the Hamura chakra he had absorbed into Hanabi's body. This remaining amount of Hamura chakra is not enough for Hanabi to open Tenseigan, but it can greatly advance the progress of opening it. As long as Hanabi concentrates on refining Hamura chakra, he will be able to open Tenseigan in a few years. As for Toneri, Naruto used the truth-seeking ball to wrap him up, completely crushing him and making him disappear forever. Nailed it. Naruto smiled lightly and said, "Everyone, it's time for us to go back." Is this the end? Naruto, you are getting more and more powerful now. Even such a strong guy is easily killed. So amazing. Everyone was amazed. Otsutsuki Toneri, who has opened Tenseigan, is undoubtedly a master at the Six Paths level. But Naruto didn't exert much force throughout the whole process and easily killed Toneri, which was a bit ridiculously strong. Everyone is very curious, how many regions does Naruto have now? Naruto activated Yomiharazaka and opened the portal. Everyone entered it one after another. Naruto was the last one to leave. Before leaving, he glanced at the moon, with a gleam in his eyes. Just now when Toneri split the moon with the Golden Wheel reincarnation explosion, Naruto vaguely sensed. A strange chakra suddenly appears, and then disappears quickly, as if it is a flash in the pan. Is that Kaguya's consciousness? After entering the Six Paths level, Naruto's life level has reached another level. That is a height beyond mortals, beyond life and death. Can monitor the entire ninja world, can see the Pure Land world where people go after death, and can also recall the dead from the Pure Land. In Naruto's vision, Otsutsuki Kaguya's consciousness is divided into three components. Part 1, on Black Zetsu. Or, Black Zetsu itself is the product of Kaguya's use of Yin and Yang escape to materialize Lu's own will. It can be said that Black Zetsu is part of Kaguya's consciousness. That's why for thousands of years, he has worked hard, worked tirelessly, and tried every possible means to resurrect Kaguya. Because resurrecting Kaguya means resurrecting it to remember itself. The second part, hidden in 10 Tails. 10 Tails and Kaguya are one and the same, and 10 Tails certainly retains part of Kaguya's consciousness. When 10 Tails was divided by the Sage of Six Paths, this part of Kaguya's consciousness was scattered in the Ghetto statue and the 9-headed tailed beast. So when 10 Tails was resurrected in the original work, this part of Kaguya's consciousness had actually awakened. Later, 10 Tails turned into a sacred tree, and after the sacred tree was cut down by Naruto, the voice that echoed in Madara's mind in Six Paths was Kaguya's voice, and she was seducing Madara to absorb the sacred tree. Part 3, sealed on the moon. This part of consciousness is Kaguya's main will, which was sealed in the moon by Hagoromo and Hamura using the planetary devastation. For thousands of years, the subjective consciousness has been sealed in the moon and has never left. But just now, it escaped. The short-lived breath that Naruto just sensed was Kaguya's main consciousness. Otsutsuki Toneri cut the moon in half with a sword, and the seal was broken. Kaguya's consciousness took the opportunity to escape. What a troublesome thing. Naruto shook his head and followed into the portal. Kaguya's main consciousness escaped. Although Naruto had a headache, he didn't take it to heart. If Kaguya wants to be truly resurrected and return to his peak, he must gather all three parts of his consciousness. Then activate Infinite Tsukuyomi to take back all the chakra scattered in the ninja world. But this is destined to be a luxury. Her body, Geto statue, and Ninetales are all in Naruto's hands, and she can't even resurrect Dao. If you can't resurrect Ninetales, you can never truly resurrect. Activating Infinite Tsukuyomi and recovering scattered chakra is even more nonsense. All in all, Kaguya cannot be resurrected like in the original. Unless she can find another way, or simply use the wedge to reincarnate like Momoshiki and Ashiki. The Otsutsuki clan is a disgusting race. Not only does it have a lifespan of thousands of years, but it can also be reincarnated using a wedge, making it an existence that transcends death. However, it is still unknown whether Kaguya can use the wedge in his soul state. So, no need to worry. The invasion of Otsutsuki Toneri was just a small episode. The wedding went on as usual without any interruption. In the evening, after the guests had dispersed, Naruto and Hinata returned to the room, sat opposite each other, and looked at each other. Hinata lowered her eyes, and a seductive blush appeared on her fair face. She was more delicate than flowers. Hinata, you are so beautiful. Naruto reached out his hand and gently stroked Hinata's face, unable to help but sigh softly. Elder brother. Hinata held Naruto's hand, put it against her face, and then leaned gently into Naruto's arms. Brother, please have mercy. This night, Naruto and Hinata had a wonderful night together. For half a month, Naruto and Hinata were tired of being together, not going out or seeing anyone else. A big addiction, not obsession. The taste of it is not enough for outsiders to explain. Time flies. A month passed in the blink of an eye. This day, Naruto came to the moon again. I'm here today not for anything else but for the two super Tenseigans on the moon. Although Otsutsuki Toneri is dead, the two Tenseigans made by Otsutsuki branch house people are still there. One is a purple Tenseigan. One is a yellow Tenseigan. The former is a branch house member of the Otsutsuki clan who contributed his own Byakugan and was formed by merging countless Byakugan. The branch house people used this Tenseigan to eliminate the members of the clan who advocated peace. The origin of the yellow Tenseigan is unknown, but it is stored within the Hamura shrine. It has been worshipped by the Otsutsuki clan on the moon for thousands of years, and its power can move the moon. Naruto wanted to try to fuse the two Tenseigans. He wants to know. Can I fuse these two Tenseigans? If we can fuse, what will happen after fusion? Naruto is not afraid of failure, and it doesn't matter if he fails, because he can't create another pair of Rinnegan. With Naruto's current means, it would be difficult to create a Rinnegan, but it could be done as long as it took time. Naruto found the purple Tenseigan first. He could clearly see that it was composed of countless white eyes. It's so densely packed that people with trypophobia will definitely get goosebumps after seeing it. It's a lie. Suck. Naruto activated the Rinnegan Madara, his eyes emitted a terrifying suction force, and began to suck the energy in the purple Tenseigan. The purple Tenseigan has no self-awareness and no one to control it. It is just a dead thing and has no power to resist at all. As he continued to swallow, a steady stream of Tenseigan power and Hamura chakra poured into Naruto's eyes. The light on the purple Tenseigan's surface quickly dimmed. The countless white eyes that make up it are like deflated balloons, deflating at a speed visible to the naked eye. In just a few minutes, the energy and Hamura chakra in the purple Tenseigan were drained away. The countless white eyes that composed it turned into powder and disappeared, and the purple Tenseigan also disappeared, as if it had never appeared. Naruto closed his eyes and carefully felt the changes in his eyes. Naruto could feel that after absorbing Tenseigan's eye power and chakra, Rinnegan had undergone some strange changes. First of all, Rinnegan's pupil power is greatly enhanced. Secondly, Rinnegan had some kind of fetal movement, as if something was about to break out of its shell. But due to lack of energy, this fetal movement continued for a while and then disappeared. We still need to continue to absorb it. Naruto activated Yomi Horizon, came to Hamura Shrine, and found the giant yellow Tenseigan. This Tenseigan is much larger than the purple Tenseigan, and the power it contains far exceeds that of the purple Tenseigan. It is obvious that this is a super Tenseigan of quality and level that far exceeds the purple Tenseigan. However, the surface of this golden Tenseigan is cursed and can easily be swallowed by chakra. This was not a problem for Naruto. With a few swipes, he released the golden Tenseigan's surface spell seal. Then, continued to absorb. A steady stream of eye power and chakra poured into Naruto's eyes and continued to merge with the Rinnegan. The fetal movements are becoming more and more obvious and the frequency is getting higher and higher. When the fetal movements reach a certain level, Rinnegan finally completes his transformation and evolves into brand new eyes. These eyes still have the outline of purple Rinnegan, but Utian has azure blue pupils. It looks like a complete combination of Rinnegan plus Tenseigan, formed by overlapping the two. My eyes now look a bit like Samsara Sharingan, let's call them Rinne Sharingan. Naruto murmured softly. He could feel that Rinne Sharingan's eye power had completely surpassed Rinnegan and Tenseigan. This is a blood inheritance trap that completely transcends the limits and elimination of blood inheritance. It's a pupil technique on the same level as the one between Kaguya's eyebrows, the Sharingan 9 Magatama. First, Rinne Sharingan not only has all the abilities of Rinnegan and Tenseigan, but these abilities have been enhanced. For example, Wheel Tomb and Border Prison. Before, the Wheel Tomb could only separate 4 shadows, but now, the number of shadows has reached 8 times. It has doubled. You know, Tabian Prison was subjected to Wei's magical skills. The shadow it creates has little effect on 6 paths level enemies, but it is a complete instant kill for those below 6 paths level. Madara in the original book just created a shadow and blasted the 9-tailed beasts to the point where they couldn't stand up. It can be seen that this skill is used to torture vegetables. It is a magical skill, even tailed beasts can't do it. Another example is Tenseigan's space manipulation ability. Tenseigan can create a space channel between 2 stars, but it is very slow and time-consuming. Now the time has been greatly shortened, and it will not take long to create a space channel between the ball and the Earth. A stable, permanent space channel. And with the help of space control ability, Naruto's Wonkwon Horizon became extremely fast. With his eyes widened, the portal was formed and opened almost instantly. This speed is much faster than Kaguya's activation of Wonkwon Hirasaka. As for other abilities, such as Shinra Tensei, Universal Pull, Golden Wheel Reincarnation Explosion, Silver Wheel Reincarnation Explosion, Planetary Devastation, Tengai Shinsei, Create Puppet, Chakra Devouring. All improved a lot. However, these are nothing. What really surprised Naruto was that Rinne Sharingan gave him 2 brand new abilities. Space Exile, Time Stands Still. Space Exile can open up an unknown space channel and send the target into the space turbulence. Time Stands Still, which can make the time around you stand still, thus making everything freeze. These 2 abilities are undoubtedly very buggy. One belongs to space ability and the other belongs to time ability. With them, Naruto's combat effectiveness has undoubtedly reached an incredible level. This is also normal. After all, Rinne Sharingan is the ultimate pupil technique comparable to Samsara Sharingan, so the new ability is not much different. You know, Samsara Sharingan also has 2 bug abilities, Infinite Tsukuyomi and Amano Onaka. Space Storm. Naruto's eyes widened. The void above the moon immediately twisted and rotated, forming a Kamui-like space vortex. But the space Uzumaki far surpasses Kamui in terms of rotation speed and diameter. Space Uzumaki is spinning at high speed like a tornado, emitting a terrifying suction force from its heart. All the stones, dust, and meteorites on the moon were carried towards the center of Uzumaki, directly forming a high-speed rotating terrifying tornado storm, pouring into the center of Uzumaki like a whale sucking water. Even the moon beneath your feet has a tendency to be sucked towards it. This suction force is much stronger than Otsutsuki Toneri's Ginrin Reincarnation Explosion. Even the peak Super Shadow has a hard time resisting it. Naruto was very satisfied with the power of space banishment, lifted the space storm, and the space Uzumaki slowly disappeared. The trapped stones and dust lost their suction force, gradually stopped, and fell to the ground under the influence of gravity. Try to stop time again. Buzz. An undetectable strange wave, centered on Naruto, spread in all directions. In an instant, Strange fluctuations spread to the surface of the moon, covering the entire moon. All of a sudden, the whole moon quietly stopped. The stones falling to the ground, the swirling dust, and even the rotation of the moon itself, all stopped. This scene is like watching a movie and suddenly picking up the remote control and pressing the pause button. All the characters in the movie are still, talking, fighting, having love or still. Very weird, but it actually happened. In the entire moon, only Naruto was not affected in any way. His mind was functioning and his body could move. Time standing still has no effect on him. This is simply a magical skill. Naruto couldn't help but marvel. The power of time is indeed the power of a higher dimension. Unless time can be broken. Otherwise, even if Otsutsuki Kaguya stands in front of me, I can easily torture her without negotiation. Naruto clicked his tongue twice and completely absorbed the remaining eye power and chakra of the golden Tenseigan. When it was completely absorbed, the golden Tenseigan turned into powder and disappeared, and Naruto's Rinnegan became even more powerful. Originally I just wanted to give it a try, but I didn't expect that I would get such great results from trying it. What an unexpected surprise. It's time to go back. Naruto made a casual move, and in less than a second, a portal appeared in front of him. Yomi Horizon. Under the influence of Rinnegan, Wonkwan Hirasaka's abilities have also been strengthened. This speed. Tisk. Naruto stepped into the portal and disappeared. After he disappears, the time freeze is automatically lifted. The stone continued to fall to the ground, the dust continued to rise, and the moon resumed its normal rotation. Konoha. This dirty, dark place has no need to exist anymore. Destroy. As soon as Naruto returned to Konoha, he heard a cold and bone-chilling voice, resounding from all directions. Is this Sasuke's voice? Naruto was a little surprised. After the 5 shadows held a meeting and were blasted by Raikage and the other 4 shadows, Sasuke was taken away by the king. After that, Sasuke disappeared. This disappearance lasted for 2 full years. During these 2 years, no one knew whether he was alive or dead, and there was no news from him. No one knew where he had gone. Today, have the missing persons finally returned. However, judging from his posture, it seems that he is coming with bad intentions. Naruto couldn't help but look at the sky, frowning slightly, and his face darkened. 9 giant meteorites appeared in the sky, and the sky was covered in darkness. The scale of each meteorite is not inferior to the 2 meteorites summoned by Madara using Tengai Shinsei. 9 meteorites covered the sky, covered the sun, crossed the sky, and then hit Konoha at a terrifying speed. As it continues to fall, the speed of the meteorite becomes faster and faster, and the surface of the meteorite even emits a dazzling fire light. This scene seemed like the end of the world, and naturally caused an uproar. The villagers walked out of their homes, schools, and shops one after another, looking at the 9 meteorites with horror and despair on their faces. If 9 meteorites of this size fall down, they will definitely destroy the village and kill everyone in an instant. Minato, Hashirama, Tobirama, Kakashi, Guy and other masters in the village used their own methods to resist the meteorite. Sage art would style true several thousand hands. Hashirama clapped his hands and summoned a Senju Buddha. He raised his arms and smashed into a meteorite crazily. Rumble. Under the intense bombardment of true several thousand hands, the meteorite was overwhelmed and was finally blasted into powder. 8 inner gates. 7th gate, open. Guy opened the 7th gate of the 8 inner gates, and blue steam spewed out from his body, turning into a stream of light and rushing towards a meteorite. Hitora. As Guy punched out, the air exploded, forming a tiger-shaped air cannon and crashing into the meteorite. With a loud bang, the meteorite split into 2 halves from the middle, and was actually split apart by force. Minato and Tobirama each threw out a Flying Thunder God Kunai, and used the Flying Thunder God to divert the 2 meteorites. Kakashi activated Mangekyo Sharingan, used the full-body Susanoo, and slashed at a meteorite with his sword. PFF'd. PFF'd. The sword light flashed and the meteorite was split into 4 halves. At this moment, Konoha's top experts all unleashed their strongest methods, dazzling everyone. The remaining 4 meteorites continued to hit Konoha, and were only a short distance away from Konoha. The meteorite is moving too fast and it is too late to stop it. Hateful. Hashirama and others' expressions changed greatly, and they tried their best to stop it, but to no avail, the meteorite was too close. Time stands still. At this critical moment, a clear voice suddenly resounded through Konoha and rang in everyone's ears. Oh no, time stands still. A clear voice echoed through Konoha. The next second, a scene that shocked everyone happened. The 4 meteorites that fell at high speed and were about to hit the village suddenly stopped. Yes, it's still. It suddenly stopped in midair, motionless, as if the pause button was suddenly pressed and it stopped instantly. This is stopped. What happened? In the end, what happened? Everyone's faces showed disbelief. These 4 meteorites were huge, fell at high speed, and carried unparalleled impact. Masters like Hashirama, Kakashi, Guy can indeed destroy them violently. But it is simply impossible to stop the meteorite. Not to mention that it stopped suddenly like now. This is not something human beings can do. In everyone's shocked and stunned eyes, a figure with white hair slowly rose into the sky. Naruto. Naruto is back. Very good. Naruto stopped 4 meteorites. No wonder. Only Naruto in the entire ninja world can stop meteorites in this way, right? Seeing Naruto, everyone suddenly understood and breathed a sigh of relief. Naruto may not be able to do things that others can't do, he is the strongest in the ninja world. Space exile. Naruto came to the sky above the village and lightly snapped his fingers. Buzz. The sky above Konoha suddenly twisted and rotated, with a radius of 1,000 meters spinning. In an instant, a space with a diameter of 1,000 meters, Uzumaki, suddenly appeared, exuding a terrifying suction force. What's this? Space Uzumaki. Time and space ninjutsu. It looks a lot like Kakashi's Kamui. Space Uzumaki exuded a terrifying suction force, sucking in 4 meteorites crazily. Under Naruto's control, this space Uzumaki is the same as time standing still, only acting on Konoha. Therefore, although the space Uzumaki exuded extremely terrifying suction force, it did not have any impact on the village. In the shocked eyes of everyone in Konoha, 4 meteorites were sucked into space one after another and Uzumaki disappeared. Naruto lifted the space banishment, the astonishingly powerful space Uzumaki also disappeared, and the sky returned to clarity. Seeing this scene, everyone breathed a long sigh of relief. Many timid people simply collapsed to the ground, feeling so weak that they could not stand up. Naruto, Hashirama and others gathered around. Thanks to you just now, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Hashirama looked frightened. With the size of these 4 meteorites, if they really hit, they would be enough to easily destroy Konoha and kill all the people. Yeah, it almost scared me to death. I thought I was going to die. Guy also said with a look of horror. It was really a critical moment just now. Tobirama shook his head and turned to look at Sasuke in the sky, eyes filled with destruction. This brat from the Uchiha family dares to try to destroy the village. He is really guilty. Hashirama, Minato, Guy and others also looked at Sasuke floating in the sky with very ugly expressions. The village is the enemy of all of them, and it is also something they must protect at all costs. It would be better for Sasuke to just shoot 9 meteorites to completely destroy Konoha, which is simply unforgivable. Kakashi said nothing, looking at Sasuke listlessly with dead fish eyes, confusion flashing in his eyes. Naruto looked at Sasuke too. At this time, Sasuke has already activated the complete Susanoo, standing on Susanoo's head. The perfect form of Susanoo proves that he has unlocked the eternal Mangekyo. Of course, this is not the point. The point is that Naruto sensed a huge power of 6 paths in Sasuke. This power of 6 paths is even much greater than the power of 6 paths in Senju Hashirama, Minato, and Kakashi. This is a bit incredible. 2 years ago, Hashirama transplanted Madara's Rinnegan. Based on Rinnegan's own 6 paths power, he transformed his own Ashura Chakra into 6 paths chakra. After 2 years of transformation, 1/3 of the Ashura Chakra in the body was transformed into 5 of the 6. The current Hashirama is a proper 6 paths level. The situations of Kakashi and Minato are slightly different from Hashirama, but they are similar. They possess half Ashura's body, half Indra's body, and Mangekyo Sharingan. In the past 2 years, Kakashi and Minato have also been using Ashura Chakra and Indra Chakra to refine the power of 6 paths. However, due to time constraints, the power of 6 paths in their bodies is very small, which is not enough to activate the Rinnegan. But the strength is much stronger than 2 years ago. It can be said that whether it is Hashirama, Minato, or Kakashi, they are all existences with the power of 6 paths. And they were able to do this because Naruto cheated them. Only cheating could do it. What about Sasuke? Why did he have the power to surpass Hashirama, Minato, and Kakashi in the 6 paths in just 2 years? Did he also cheat? If so, where did it come from? The old man from 6 paths gave it to me. Shua. Sasuke drove Susan down from the sky and landed in front of Naruto and others, with a look of defiance in his eyes. Naruto, you finally showed up. Sasuke looked Naruto up and down and raised the corners of his mouth slightly. I heard that you became 10 Tails Jinchuriki and entered the 6 paths level. Is this the form of 10 Tails Jinchuriki? Sasuke, what happened to you? Kakashi couldn't help but ask. Do you know that your parents and clan members have been resurrected? Do you know they are in the village now? Do you want to kill them too? So what if I'm resurrected? Sasuke sneered. I am a lonely avenger, I don't need any relatives. My only goal in life is to destroy Konoha and kill everyone living in Konoha. Eradicate this disgusting, dark, and dirty place from the ninja world completely. KEBD. Hearing these words, Kakashi's heart was completely cold. He originally thought that Sasuke didn't know that his parents were resurrected, so he would take revenge on Konoha because of Itachi. Now it seems that this is not the case at all. Sasuke actually doesn't even take his parents seriously. What happened to him? Sasuke, although you used to be cold on the outside, you always longed for family and loved your friends in your heart. Kakashi asked somewhat unacceptable. Why is it like this now? Obviously, someone has brainwashed me. Naruto said calmly. Brainwashing. Everyone was startled. Naruto, you said he was brainwashed. What happened? Kakashi asked. Naruto smiled lightly. This is Urzuju, although the second disease is more serious. But I still care about my parents very much, but now I don't even care about my parents' life or death. This is obviously not normal. If nothing else, he must have been brainwashed by someone, or even very likely to be possessed by the distinguished heavenly gods. Distinguished heavenly gods. Everyone looked at each other. Shisui's left eye has indeed been missing. It has not been found until now. Kakashi was confused. The question is, who will use the distinguished heavenly gods to control Sasuke? You have to ask Urzu. Naruto shrugged and didn't say anything more. He turned to look at Sasuke and said with a faint smile, Urzuzi, we haven't seen each other for 2 years. You seem to feel that you have gone there again. 2 years is enough time for a lot of things to happen. Sasuke said indifferently. Naruto, in addition to destroying Konoha, I also have the goal of defeating you. In the past, I was indeed no match for you, but now I am different from the past. I am no longer the person I used to be. Today, I will defeat you openly and let you know. I am stronger than you. As he finished speaking, Sasuke's eyes changed. From the eternal Mangekyo, he became a Rinnegan, and both eyes are actually Rinnegan. The most exaggerated thing is that there are 6 black Magatama in the left eye. That is the 6 Magatama Rinnegan. His eyes. Everyone was shocked. Rinnegan. Naruto stared at Sasuke's eyes and said slowly, your right eye is Madara's eye, right? You saw it. Sasuke openly admitted that his right eye was indeed transplanted with Madara's Rinnegan. I didn't expect that Madara's right eye would end up in your hand. It's a bit unexpected. Naruto nodded and said, one more question, how do you open your left eye? In the original work, Sasuke was able to open the Rinnegan in his left eye because he received the gift of power from Sage of 6 Paths. But how does he open his eyes in the real world? Want to know the answer? Then beat me. Sasuke smiled proudly. I just don't know if you can still defeat me now. You haven't been beaten in 2 years, and you think you can do it again. Okay, then I'll play with you. Naruto shrugged, with an indifferent look on his face. You are the challenger, I allow you to come out first. CHBG, arrogant. Sasuke snorted, grabbed his left hand suddenly, and activated the universal pull, which directly acted on Naruto. Naruto flew towards Sasuke uncontrollably, and Sasuke controlled Susanoo and swung his sword towards Naruto. Naruto. Minato shouted softly. Don't worry, 4th generation. Tobirama smiled lightly. With Naruto's current strength, Sasuke cannot compete with him at all. 2. Minato then remembered his son's strength, and said sheepishly, "If I care, I will be in trouble." Understandable. The complete Susanoo wields the long sword with such amazing power that it can split even a large mountain in half. However, the long sword stood still a few centimeters away from Naruto. He saw a black shield blocking Susanoo's sword, preventing it from moving forward at all. Truth-seeking ball. Everyone couldn't help but nod. Everyone now knows how powerful truth-seeking ball is. This high-density chakra ball, which combines the 7 types of chakra of yin, yang, 5 elements, has an exaggerated defense. Unless magic, physical skills, or the power of 6 paths of the same level are used, it cannot be broken. Broken. Naruto swung the 6 paths tin staff and struck it on the long sword. There was a click. The Susanoo sword was like broken glass, broken inch by inch, and finally shattered into slag. What a powerful attack! Sasuke's expression changed. With a move of Naruto's right hand, the 6 paths tin staff in his hand quietly changed and turned into an Amanuma spear. Naruto swung the Amanuma spear and killed Susanoo directly. Inferno-style flame control. Sasuke immediately bent his bow and nocked an arrow, and shot a long Amaterasu arrow, trying to stop Naruto's Amaterasu spear. It's a pity that it's useless. The Tianum spear easily cut through the long black flame arrow, and then slashed at Susanoo's chest. There was a click. Susanoo's sternum was shattered, and the Amanuma spear continued to move, finally cutting off Susanoo's chest. Susanoo actually. Sasuke looked at Amanuma spear in disbelief. Susanoo is his strongest defense, especially with the power of 6 paths, his defense is unparalleled. The result was like chopping a watermelon, easily broken into pieces by Naruto, which made Sasuke somewhat unacceptable. Zuzi, I haven't seen you for 2 years, do you have this strength? It seems you are still not good at it. Naruto joked, and with a flick of his finger, a truth-seeking ball shot out, heading straight for Sasuke's face. The truth-seeking ball is very fast, and the distance between the 2 parties is not far, so Sasuke cannot dodge it at all. In a critical moment, Sasuke used the power of his left eye. Heaven's hand power. Sasuke switched his and Minato's positions, disappeared directly, and appeared in Minato's position. On the other hand, Minato appeared at Sasuke's place. This scene was beyond everyone's expectations. Everyone's expressions changed instantly when they looked at Sasuke, who suddenly appeared next to them. What ability is this? Naruto's lips curled up slightly, revealing a teasing arc. Do you think you can avoid it by switching places? Yomi Horizon. Naruto grabbed the void. A black hole suddenly appeared in front of Minato, and the truth-seeking ball plunged into the black hole and disappeared. Almost at the same time, a hole appeared behind Sasuke, and the truth-seeking ball that disappeared in front of Minato flew out of it. The truth-seeking ball tore apart Susanoo, hit Sasuke hard on the chest, and sent Sasuke flying away. Wow! Sasuke spat out a mouthful of blood and was knocked out of Susanoo's head. However, Naruto did not let him go and shot him with all his strength. Truth-seeking balls flew out one after another, bombarding Sasuke like cannonballs. Sometimes it hits the chest, sometimes it hits the back, sometimes it hits the butt, sometimes it hits the shoulder. Poor Sasuke was bombarded by several truth-seeking balls one after another. He couldn't hide or escape, or couldn't defend himself. Only painful wails and screams could be made. Naruto-sama, please show mercy. Uchiha Fugaku appeared out of nowhere, fell to his knees with a thud, and begged loudly for mercy. Behind him, Uchiha Makoto, wearing a scarf, staggered over and knelt down. Naruto-sama, please let Sasuke go. From the other side, little Sakura was also running quickly, begging Sasuke for mercy while running. Kakashi explained, Chief Fugaku, if Naruto really wants to kill Sasuke, he would have died long ago. Everyone could see that Naruto had no intention of killing Sasuke. Otherwise, a single truth-seeking ball could blow out Sasuke's head and leave him dead. When Fugaku and Makoto heard this, they were stunned for a moment, then ecstatically said gratefully, "Thank you, Naruto." After beating it dozens of times, Naruto finally stopped attacking and took back the truth-seeking ball. Zuzi, after receiving this severe beating, you should realize the gap between you and me, right? Although Naruto didn't kill him, the beating was real. Sasuke's body was covered with scars and many bones were broken. A heartbreaking pain shot through his body, so painful that Urzu couldn't even move a finger. Naruto, what ability did you use just now? I have obviously dodged it. Yomi Horizon. Naruto didn't hide it either. Same as your Tenshou power, it can also be regarded as a time and space ninjutsu. I see. Sasuke cleared up his doubts and closed his eyes as if resigned to his fate. If you want to kill me, do it quickly. Otherwise, I will destroy Konoha sooner or later. It's really a serious poisoning. Tobirama snorted coldly. Naruto, keeping such a person is a disaster, let me get rid of him. No need to bother. Naruto waved his hand, his eyes switched to Shisui's Mangekyo, and launched Distinguished Heavenly Gods on Sasuke. Naruto's two pairs of Mangekyo, Shisui, Itachi, although they are both ordinary Mangekyo Sharingan. But with the blessing of the power of six paths, not only will they never lose their light, but their eye power far exceeds the eternal Mangekyo. Therefore, the effect of Distinguished Heavenly Gods is very terrifying, especially when both eyes are aligned. No matter how deeply Sasuke is poisoned, he can easily rewrite it. Naruto is not like Naruto in the original book, who will stalk and patiently persuade Sasuke. No need to bother, one Distinguished Heavenly Gods can do it. Sasuke, who was hit by the Distinguished Heavenly Gods, had his will completely changed. Do you still want to destroy Konoha? Naruto asked. No, not anymore. Sasuke shook his head quickly. Konoha is my home. It is a place I will protect forever. Whoever dares to destroy Konoha is my enemy, and I won't let him go even if I'm a ghost. Everyone looked at each other, speechless and a little shocked. Rewriting the will of a Six Paths level master with a backhand, Distinguished Heavenly Gods is really terrifying. Tell me, what happened to your Rinnegan? Naruto looked at Sasuke and asked his confusion. Hashirama, Tobirama, Minato, Kakashi and others also looked at Sasuke with doubts in their eyes. Sasuke just started Mangekyo Sharingan 2 years ago. In just 2 years, Mangekyo transformed into a Rinnegan, and one of his eyes was still a Rinnegan. This speed of progress can no longer be described as fast, but as cheating, properly cheating. Sasuke didn't hide anything and told the matter. After being rescued by Obito, he transplanted Itachi's Mangekyo. During the period of recuperation after the eye transplant, Obito and Kabuto controlled the army of dirt and started the Fourth Ninja War. Unfortunately, within 2 days, Obito failed and died, and the Fourth Ninja War ended. Obito never came back, but Black Zetsu did. Black Zetsu. Kakashi frowned and said, Black Zetsu was killed by Naruto during the Fourth Ninja War. It was killed by Naruto. I don't know that. Sasuke shook his head. But I'm sure it's not dead, because I've been staying with him for the past 2 years. Until a month ago, he suddenly disappeared. Since then, there has been no news. I don't know where he went. Black Zetsu is not dead. Hashirama, Tobirama, Minato and others looked at each other. Black Zetsu was the culprit of everything. I thought it was crushed to death by Naruto, but who knew it was not dead? How did this disgusting thing survive? It was obviously killed by Naruto. Guy couldn't help but ask. There should be a clone left. Naruto thought thoughtfully and said, Black Zetsu is a product of Yin and Yang escape and has the ability to split. As long as a certain split body doesn't die, it won't die. What I killed last time should only be part of it. It's not even dead. This guy's vitality is comparable to that of a cockroach. Everyone was speechless. Urzetsu, you just said that you have been with Black Zetsu for the past 2 years. Naruto looked at Sasuke. So, he helped you find Madara's Rinnegan? Yes, Sasuke nodded. He helped me transplant the Rinnegan. He hopes that I can inherit Madara's legacy and activate infinite Tsukuyomi. Knew it. Naruto was stunned. Black Zetsu will never stop as long as it is alive, because it is the product of Kaguya's will. To save Kaguya is to save yourself. With both Obito and Madara dead, Sasuke is undoubtedly the best choice. Sasuke may be difficult to control, but don't forget, Shisui's left eye is still in its hand. As long as there is this Mangekyo, Black Zetsu can continuously activate Distinguished Heavenly Gods and constantly modify Sasuke's meaning. In 2 years, who knows how many times this guy used Distinguished Heavenly Gods on Sasuke. What happened to your left eye? Naruto asked again. your left eye is a 6 Magatama Rinnegan, which is higher than the average Rinnegan. Without the huge power of 6 paths, it would be impossible to evolve such a high-level Rinnegan. Everyone has also noticed this, and they also have doubts in their hearts. Madara transplanted Hashirama's flesh and blood, spent decades, and did not open the Rinnegan until her later years. Just a regular Rinnegan. This shows how difficult it is to open Rinnegan. In just 2 years, Sasuke evolved the higher level 6 Magatama Rinnegan. How did he do it? Sasuke was silent for a moment, and then revealed a shocking news. A month ago, I met Kaguya. Kaguya. Everyone was slightly startled, and then their expressions changed drastically. Kaguya. Otsutsuki Kaguya. Sasuke, is the Kaguya you are talking about Otsutsuki Kaguya? Hashirama asked hurriedly. It should be her. Sasuke nodded. She appeared in my consciousness and passed part of her power to me. It is with the help of this part of the power that my left eye successfully evolved into the 6 Magatama Rinnegan. How so? Isn't Kaguya not resurrected? Since there is no resurrection, how can the power be passed on to Sasuke? This doesn't make sense. Everyone looked at each other in disbelief. They don't doubt that Kaguya passed on his power to Sasuke. Sasuke has been controlled by Black Zetsu and has become a pawn of Black Zetsu. It is understandable that Kaguya will give Sasuke power. No, Kaguya's consciousness is resurrected. Naruto shook his head and said, last time I fought with Otsutsuki Toneri, the passerby's attack split the moon. Kaguya's main consciousness sealed on the moon escaped at that moment. Kaguya escaped the seal. How so? What should we do now? Everyone was a little anxious. Kaguya is the mother of Sage of 6 Paths and the ancestor of Chakra. Once she is resurrected, the consequences will be disastrous. No need to worry. Seeing everyone's faces looking heavy, as if they were facing a formidable enemy, Naruto smiled and comforted. I have Geto statue and Ninetales in my hands. It is basically impossible for Kaguya to be resurrected. Everyone feels at ease. Indeed, at the end of the 4th Ninja War, Geto statue was sealed by Naruto and could not be taken away overnight. Without the Geto statue, she cannot be resurrected. Sasuke, do you know where Kaguya went? Naruto asked looking at Sasuke. Not sure. Sasuke shook his head. She hasn't appeared again since she passed her power to me a month ago. Naruto nodded slightly, thought for a moment, and said, Black Zetsu also disappeared at that time. That's right. Black Zetsu has been with me these past 2 years. Sasuke nodded. But since Kaguya appeared, Black Zetsu disappeared and never appeared again. It seems that the mother and son are plotting something secretly again, but it doesn't matter anymore. Naruto said. They can do whatever they want. I just want to see how big a wave they can make. Naruto was very calm, but everyone couldn't be calm. Otsutsuki Kaguya plus Black Zetsu. One is the ancestor of Chakra. One is a conspirator who has lived for 1,000 years. When these two people get together, who knows what will happen? Everyone's heart was heavy. Naruto, is there no way to find them? Kakashi couldn't help but ask. No way, Naruto said. Kaguya is 6 paths level after all. She is determined to hide it and it is impossible to find her. You don't need to worry, just practice well. Try to reach the 6 paths level before Kaguya appears next time, so you don't need to be afraid of her. Now it seems like this is the only way. The centipede insect is dead but not stiff. Don't say it's useless. Listen to Naruto and practice hard. When you become stronger, Kaguya has nothing to fear. Everyone dispersed. Konoha returned to calm. Naruto lived his life to the fullest every day. Practice in the morning. There are many targets that can be fought in actual combat, including Hinata, Hashirama, Tobirama, Kakashi, Guy, Sasuke, and even Ninetales. Naruto is very aware of the importance of actual combat. Through actual combat, various abilities can be integrated. This way, he won't be like Kaguya, who has invincible power but is a combat idiot. Conduct research practice in the afternoon. Ponder Yin-Yang escape, new magic techniques, and even develop new beds using the Rinnegan. While studying Yin-Yang escape, Naruto had a sudden thought. Since 10 Tails sacred tree can absorb natural energy and transform it into 6 paths chakra. So, is it possible to create a similar life that converts natural energy into ordinary chakra? Just like plants can convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, cows can convert grass into milk. If this kind of life can really be created, it will definitely be an unprecedented big change for the ninja world. So in the following days, Naruto devoted himself to the creation of this life. With complete mastery of Yin-Yang done, Naruto could theoretically create this kind of life. But theory is just theory after all, and there are still many difficulties in putting it into practice. Time flies, and half a year has passed in the blink of an eye. This day, Konohamaru, Udon and Moawang, under the guidance of Ebisu, once again completed the task of finding cats. Ebisu-sensei, can you find the 4th generation project and apply for some challenging tasks? Konohamaru complained with a depressed look. Every day I'm either pulling weeds or looking for cats, it's so annoying. Do not complain. Ebisu pushed up his glasses and said angrily. After the 4th Ninja World War, peace returned to the ninja world, and some high-level tasks were greatly reduced. The tasks that the Jounin and Chunin in the village can perform have been drastically reduced. Can it be your turn to perform high-level tasks? There was a hint of helplessness in Ebisu's words. Ninjas also have to live and support their families. However, after peace was restored in the ninja world, the S-level and A-level missions that were common in the past were greatly reduced. B-level tasks are not even half of what they were before. This has led to a significant reduction in the income of ninjas, especially the Jounin who rely on performing difficult tasks to earn money to support their families. In order to make up for the lack of income, Jounin can only take on more B-level and even C-level missions. Quantity makes up for quality. This resulted in them taking all the B-level and C-level missions, and Genin and Chunin could only perform D-level missions. Peace also comes at a price. Konohamaru became even more depressed. Konohamaru, come to my house. Suddenly, a voice sounded in Konohamaru's mind. Naruto brother. Konohamaru was stunned. I'll wait for you at home. The voice sounded again. Yeah, right now. Konohamaru nodded repeatedly. Ebisu-sensei, brother Naruto is looking for me, I have to go there. Naruto looking for you. Ebisu was shocked, and then said with an envious look, the relationship between you and Naruto is really good and makes people jealous. But Konohamaru, what does Naruto want from you? Ebisu is really envious. Now Naruto is no longer the demon fox of the past, but a hero of Konoha and the strongest in the ninja world. The second sage of 6 paths who can control life and death. Naruto now has an extremely high status, whether in Konoha or in the entire ninja world. How many people want to meet him but have great difficulty? It is said that Elder Udatain Kaharu asked to see Naruto before he died, hoping to restore his youth. The result was ruthlessly rejected. It can be said. Throughout Konoha, except for people like first Hokage and second Hokage, it was difficult for others to see Naruto. Naruto actually summoned Konohamaru alone. How virtuous and capable he is. I don't know either, just go and take a look and you'll find out. Konohamaru waved his hand. Well, Ebisu-sensei, goodbye, see you tomorrow. Etc. Ebisu pushed up his glasses, licked his face and said, Konohamaru, can sensei go with you? Konohamaru, take us with you too. Udon and Mo Yellow also. Baba looked at Konohamaru. Oh well, the 4 of them didn't dare to neglect and hurried to Naruto's house. More than 100 meters away from Naruto's house, he encountered a barrier and was blocked outside. This barrier was placed by Naruto. It's not to resist the enemy, but to intercept those fanatical villagers and those with ulterior motives. Naruto has the ability to control life and death, which has long been known to everyone, and there is an endless stream of people asking to see him. So there is this layer of enchantment. Naruto ni. Just as Konohamaru was about to call someone, the barrier in front of him suddenly rippled like water waves. A door quietly appeared. Come in. Naruto's voice came out. Okay, Naruto ni. Konohamaru and Ebisu entered the barrier. A small wooden Western-style building stands in the forest, with hammocks, deck chairs, and coffee tables placed in the yard. There was a 30-square-meter waterhole not far away, and Naruto was lying on a deck chair fishing. The float swung up and down, Naruto lifted the fishing rod, and a half-meter-long large carp was lifted up. Konohamaru hurried forward, wisely took down the big carp and placed it in the corner next to him. Then he cleverly put the bait back on the fishhook. Naruto threw the fishhook into the fish pond, turned around and looked at the 4 Konoha people with a smile. Here we come. Naruto-san wants to see me, so naturally I don't dare to neglect, so I'll be there as soon as possible. Konohamaru rubbed his hands excitedly and said with a smile, Naruto-ni, are you looking for me to teach me powerful ninjutsu? 000. Ebisu, Udon and Mo looked at Naruto with curiosity and admiration in their eyes. I don't have any ninjutsu, but I do have something that I want to experiment with you. Naruto said with a smile. Experiment. Konohamaru perked up as soon as he heard this and said eagerly, Naruto-san, come here as you please, I will fully cooperate with you to conduct experiments and ensure that the chain is not dropped. Konohamaru is a huge fan of Naruto. He doesn't admire all the Hokage, but he admires Naruto the most. If others use him for experiments, he still has to think about it. Like Orochimaru, but Naruto asked him to do an experiment, and he agreed unconditionally. Konohamaru. When Ebisu heard that Naruto was going to experiment on Konohamaru, out of his teacher's instinct, his first reaction was to stop him. But considering that Naruto was going to do the experiment, it was fine. Naruto didn't say anything more, and waved not far away under the expectant gazes of the 4 Konohamaru people. A fat white radish popped out of the soil. This radish looks like an ordinary radish, white and fat, with roots all over its body. At first glance, it looks unremarkable. But what scares the 4 Konohamaru people is, after this radish emerged from the soil, it actually used its roots as legs and ran towards Naruto. Jumping and jumping. The speed is pretty fast. The carrot has become a spirit. Konohamaru and the 4 others were stunned. Under the shocked gazes of the 4 people, Carrot jumped up and jumped onto the coffee table next to him. Konohamaru, put your blood on it. Naruto smiled lightly. A drop of blood. Konohamaru was greatly confused. Naruto-san, why are you dripping blood? What on earth is this thing? Do it. Naruto's tone left no room for doubt. All right. Konohamaru didn't say anything more. With full of doubts, he bit his finger and dripped blood on the radish. After the blood fell on the carrot, it penetrated. The surface of the radish was covered with blood-colored curse marks that looked like ghostly drawings, exuding a coquettish and strange blood light. But the curse seal did not last for a few seconds before it retracted into Carrot's body, as if it had never appeared. The next second, Carrot jumped up, plunged into Konoha's body and disappeared. Konohamaru. Mengwang screamed in fright. Naruto-sama, what is going on? Ebisu asked in shock. Don't worry. Naruto waved his hand, looked at Konohamaru and said, feel it carefully and tell me how it feels. Got it, Naruto-kun. Konohamaru nodded, suppressed the panic in his heart, closed his eyes and felt it carefully. After a moment, he suddenly opened his eyes with a look of disbelief on his face. This is found. Naruto smiled and said, try releasing a ninjutsu. Aha. Konohamaru was a little excited and quickly formed seals with his hands. Fire-style fire dragon bullet. Konohamaru opened his mouth and spit out a beam of fire. After the flame was sprayed out, it spread suddenly, forming a sea of fire with a diameter of more than 30 meters. Is this a fire dragon bullet? Ebisu's eyes almost popped out of his head. Udon and Mengwang were also stunned. Udon's nose was dripping with mucus, and it was so long. Is this the ninjutsu I released? Konohamaru himself was stunned. Looking at the flames in front of him in his hands, he felt like he was dreaming. The effect is not bad. Naruto smiled and nodded his headband. Naruto succeeded. In just 3 months, he successfully created a life similar to 10 tails. This being can absorb natural energy and convert it into chakra of ordinary nature. This is undoubtedly great news for ordinary people. With this thing, ordinary people can become ninjas. After that, Naruto spent another 3 months improving and upgrading to make this life more powerful. It has 3 functions. First, absorb natural energy. Second, convert natural energy into ordinary chakra. Third, combine natural energy and ordinary chakra at a ratio of 1:1 to create magical chakra. In other words, with this thing, even an ordinary person can condense the magic chakra and master the perfect sage mode. You have little chakra and are born unable to practice sage mode. You can't sense natural energy and can't absorb it. If you can't control natural energy well, it's easy for you to alienate and petrify it. Don't worry at all. With this kind of life, it will do everything for you. For ninjas who pursue strength, this is undoubtedly a priceless treasure to enhance their strength. As long as you have this thing, you can immediately master Sage Mode and refine the Senjutsu Chakra like Konohamaru, and your own combat power will be increased dozens of times in an instant. And it is an all-round enhancement, physical fitness, reaction speed, perception, ninjutsu. All enhanced dozens of times. One can imagine, once this thing spreads, it will inevitably cause a bloody storm and attract countless covetousness and competition. Naruto-sama, what on earth was that thing just now? Ebisu asked with a look of disbelief. Jounin, the leader of Konohamaru, knows exactly what kind of strength he has, and he is on par with Chunin. Because the third Hokage often taught him, Konohamaru is indeed very good at fire style and wind style ninjutsu. The fire dragon bullet just now is one of them. But how powerful Konohamaru's fire dragon bullet is, Ebisu knows very well that, is not even 1/10 of what it was just now. But that fire dragon bullet was indeed released by Konohamaru. There is no doubt that the thing that caused Konohamaru's sudden surge in strength was that humble radish just now. That's a new one I developed. Well, just think of it as doing business. Naruto smiled lightly. So far, it seems that the effect is pretty good, and it can be promoted and used. Promote. Ebisu's eyes flashed, and he became excited instantly. He rubbed his hands excitedly. Naruto-sama, since I want to promote it, can I buy it? How much does one piece cost? Moawang and Udon also looked at Naruto eagerly. They also wanted to buy such a good thing to enhance their strength. This, Naruto pondered for a moment and said, let me discuss it with the fourth generation before we make a plan. The four Ebisu people left. Except for Konohamaru, the three Bisu people were a little disappointed. Naruto didn't really care. The life he created will undoubtedly bring huge changes to the ninja world and the ninja profession. Must be used properly, otherwise there will be big trouble. That night, a family of four sat together to have dinner. Naruto briefly talked about what happened during the day. Minato and Kushina were shocked in place and remained silent for a long time. The two knew that their son was very strong, but they never expected that he would be so strong. Creating life, and such an outrageous life, is simply a magical method. However, the stakes are high. Minato did not dare to make a decision easily, and planned to wait for a meeting the next day to discuss it carefully. After discussions among Hokage and Hokage think tanks over the generations, it was finally decided to promote its use among the Jounin class first. This kind of life allows people to master the perfect Sage Mode. It is not a good thing to let Genin and Chunin use it too early. For Genin, the most important thing is to accumulate more practical experience, learn more ninjutsu, and practice the speed of seal formation. Being exposed to this kind of life too early and mastering power that does not belong to your own level will be harmful and useless. On this day, the Jounin of Konoha gathered in the Hokage building. Tsukumo, Kakashi, Asuma, Shinosuke, Might Guy, Yuhi Hong, Nara Shikaku, Yamanaka Haiichi, Akamaiki Dingzo, Uchiha Fugaku, Hyuga Hiyashi. But for Konoha Jounin, everything that should come has come. Even Shikamaru, Neji, Xiaoli and other juniors who were just promoted to Jounin this year came. Hokage building, large conference room on the third floor. The Jounin chatted in twos and threes, their words full of expectations and hopes. Shikamaru, Neji, Tenten, little Sakura and others also gathered together, and by the way, Sasuke also came. Shikamaru, is that rumor true or false? Xiaoli approached Shikamaru and asked in a low voice. Shikamaru's father, Shikaku, is Hokage's assistant and former captain, and is also the number 2 figure in the entire Konoha management. Responsible for assisting the 4th generation project, handling large and small matters in the village, and has won the trust of the 4th generation project. Shikamaru has also been working in the Hokage building recently, and has started to be exposed to some management matters, so he is relatively well informed. Compared with Shikamaru, Xiaoli, Neji, Tenten and others are ordinary Jounin. Everyone has been gathered together. Even Kage Senpai and Tsukumo Senpai are here. How can we still have some time off? Shikamaru chuckled. Naruto, this guy gave everyone a big win this time. Oh my god. If this is true, wouldn't our combat effectiveness increase dozens of times? Xiao Li exclaimed, with surprise in his round eyes. Naruto is so awesome. I love Naruto. Xiao Li's voice was a bit loud, causing everyone in the audience to look over. Although Xiao Chang has also become Jounin, compared with all the Jounin, they are just juniors. Seeing everyone watching, Xiao Qiang suddenly looked embarrassed and hurriedly accompanied Xiao Chen. Xiao Li, keep your voice low. Hokage-sama has arrived. At this time, Anbu, who was standing guard outside the conference room, shouted. Everyone in the venue was refreshed and stood up one after another, looking respectfully outside the conference room. I saw Minato and Nara Shikaku walking in. Minato is still wearing the Hokage god robe, with a gentle and sunny smile on his face, which makes people feel like spring breeze. After Minato came in, he walked straight to the podium. Since everyone is here, I won't talk nonsense. Minato stood on the podium, looked around the crowd, and said. You must have heard that Naruto recently developed a special power, the fairy doll. Indeed, Minato briefly explained the function of the fairy doll, and the hearts of the Jounin in the venue were filled with panic. In recent days, news about fairy dolls has spread like wildfire. Naturally, they heard about it, so they inquired from many sources, and some even went to the Hokage building to inquire. But rumors are rumors, and when the Hokage actually confirmed it, the Jounin couldn't hide their shock and excitement. It turns out the rumors are true. Naruto has truly created a life that allows them to master the perfect sage mode. This is really surprising. I consulted the opinions of past Hokage-samas, and after discussion with the think tank, I finally made the decision. Minato looked around at everyone and said slowly, first promote the fairy dolls among Jounin. But there are a few requirements. Hokage-sama, what are your requirements? Sarutobi Asuma asked impatiently. The other Jounin were also staring at Minato, their eyes full of desire and passion. A small fairy doll allows them to master the perfect sage mode and increase their combat power dozens of times. Compared to this, they can accept any request. Minato smiled gently. First point, fairy dolls need to be purchased with money, 10 million each. Buy it with money. Only 10 million. This is a free gift. When they heard that they had to spend money to buy it, everyone was slightly startled and then nodded in agreement. The fairy doll is also a blade. Who buys cutting tools without spending money? A kunai costs hundreds of taels. Fairy dolls cost money to buy, very reasonable. As for the 10 million one, the price is not only not expensive at all, it can even be said to be cabbage price. After all, it is something that allows people to master the perfect sage mode. It is a priceless treasure. No matter how expensive it is to read, it is normal. 10 million, too cheap. Second point, each Jounin can only purchase one fairy doll, and it can only be used by himself. Minato continued to talk about the purchase requirements. It cannot be sold to others. It cannot be given away to others at will. Third point, it is strictly forbidden to use magic in the village. Fourth point, Minato said all the requests in one breath. No one opposed it and actively supported it. These requirements are restrictive, but necessary. Without these restrictions, the village would be in chaos. Next, everyone can register with Luju. After registration, you can go home and raise money. In less than a day, the Jounin in Sleepy Leaf were basically equipped with a fairy doll. So in the next few days, the forest outside the village suffered disaster. Every day there are people experimenting with magic in the forest, familiar with the skyrocketing combat power, and even fights broke out. A large number of trees were damaged. The villagers were quite critical of this and complained. That night while having dinner, Minato complained at home, I received another complaint letter today. Minato sighed helplessly. Can't these Jounin practice senjutsu far away? You can't blame them. Kushina gave her husband a piece of food and said, anyone who has just gained this kind of power will never be able to stop. They went to the forest to vent their anger instead of fighting in the village. They were very restrained. Moreover, now is peacetime, S-class and A-class missions have been greatly reduced, Jounin basically have nothing to do. Now their strength suddenly increases. If you don't let them go to the forest to vent their anger, where can they go? That's true, but the destructive power and movement caused by magic are too great. Minato shook his head. if they continue to destroy like this, the forest outside the village will be completely destroyed by them. Kushina frowned slightly and had a headache. Actually, it's not impossible, Naruto said suddenly. Minato immediately looked at his son and asked expectantly, Naruto, do you have any idea? Tell me. Kushina also looked at Naruto, her eyes full of doting and pride. I recently studied space ninjutsu and made new progress in opening up space channels, Naruto said while eating vegetables. I can establish a stable space channel between the village and the moon. Don't the Jounin want to vent? Let them go to the moon and do whatever they want. Minato was a little shocked. A stable space channel. A space channel that can always exist. Minato is very talented in space and time ninjutsu, and he has taken the time to study it in the past 2 years. You can also use Flying Thunder God to open a short-lived portal between two coordinates. Achieve an effect similar to that of Horizon. But the portal only exists temporarily, and it is simply impossible to form a stable space channel. That's so hard. It's not just the moon. Naruto nodded. With my current ability, it is not a problem to establish a stable space channel between Mars and Venus. It is just a matter of how much chakra is consumed. The technology tree in the Hokage world is a bit crooked. There are computers, televisions, refrigerators, microscopes, closed-circuit monitors, floating cities, and cannons that can destroy the moon. As a result, delivering letters relies on birds, building bridges relies on human labor, and building houses relies on Yamato's 3-bedroom and 2-living technique. It's a complete mix. But people in the Hokage world have a certain view of the universe and know the concepts of planets and stars. We also know about celestial bodies such as the moon, Mars, and Venus. Sharp. Minato was a little shocked, and then nodded. In this case, please Naruto, please create a space passage to the moon, and let them go to the moon to vent. It is not difficult for Naruto now to open a space channel to the moon. Rinnegan can do it easily. The next day, Naruto only spent half a day to open a space passage on the first floor of the Hokage building. This space passage is like a door. As long as you enter this door, you can instantly reach the moon. Minato, Shikaku and others experimented first. After confirming that there was no problem, he announced the news and drove the energetic Jounin to the moon. Konoha returned to calm. Naruto's life also returned to calm. Time passes day by day, and the lottery is drawn every day. There are prizes every day. However, after reaching Naruto's level, ordinary prizes no longer meant much to him. Like Mangekyo Sharingan, Naruto has picked up several pairs of Mangekyo in the past 6 months, including the King's Kamui Mangekyo. Except for Obito's Kamui Mangekyo, the other Mangekyo are basically meaningless. Another example is various ninjutsu. There are no less than thousands of random ninjutsu, and they really enrich Naruto's ninjutsu library. But it doesn't do much to improve combat effectiveness. Of course, there are a lot of junk prizes, and occasionally you can get eye-catching prizes. For example, Yasugami Air Strike. This is Otsutsuki Kaguya's blood trap, and it is also an extraordinary physical technique that Otsutsuki Kaguya can only activate. The power of each blow is equivalent to the Night Guy opens the 8th gate of death in the original novel. This shows the power of Yasushigami Air Strike. However, except for the Yasushi God Air Strike, there have been no other exciting prizes in the past 6 months. Until this day half a year later. Ding! Winning the lottery. The lottery was successful. Congratulations to host for getting 0.3 chakra fruit Kaguya. What? Naruto jumped up from the bed and exclaimed. Hinata got up early and was preparing breakfast in the kitchen. Hearing this, she stuck her head out and asked. Naruto, what's wrong? It's okay, no problem. Naruto suppressed the excitement in his heart, went to Kamui space, and took out the chakra fruit. Good guy. It is more than 2 meters in diameter, has a purple surface, and looks like an oversized onion. But unlike an onion, its surface has circles of ripples, very much like a Rinnegan. It is wrapped by 2 huge leaves, just like the leaves of cabbage, wrapping the cabbage. Is this the fruit of the sacred tree? Naruto murmured, with indescribable shock in his eyes. Naruto could clearly feel the huge energy contained within this fruit. It was a collection of terrifying energy that far surpassed Ninetales, and far surpassed his twin Ninetales Jinchuriki. This made Naruto's heart tremble. Before drawing the sacred tree fruit, Naruto guessed that the sacred tree fruit was a super big treasure. After all, in order to obtain a chakra fruit, the Otsutsuki clan did not hesitate to send their clansmen across the universe to find planets suitable for planting the sacred tree. Then it will last for thousands of years, even thousands of years. It can be seen that the Otsutsuki clan will do anything to harvest a sacred tree fruit. However, after actually obtaining the fruit of the sacred tree, Naruto realized that this thing was more precious than he imagined. Naruto held the fruit of the sacred tree in his hand, and a huge desire arose in his heart, the desire to devour the fruit of the sacred tree. It's like a person who has been hungry for 3 days and sees the roasted lamb chops, which are browned and sizzling with oil. It's like a person who has been thirsty for 3 days and sees an ice-cold Coke. The kind of desire that comes from the depths of the heart, even originates from the instinctive impulse deep in the soul. Strongly urging Naruto, forcing him to eat the fruit of the sacred tree immediately, without delaying for a moment. What are you waiting for? Eat it. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.